Hey, welcome to the award-winning 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl, broadcasting you live from Fishbowl Studios here in beautiful Bedford, Texas. We are proudly sponsored by Glenn Lawson and the Biker Wolfpack. Oh! If you ride, make sure you have the Biker Wolfpack on your side. And that's 737 The Wolf, 737 The Wolf. And, Glenn was supposed to be here today, but, he forgot what day it was. That's because he is so busy. He is so busy. He forgot today was Wednesday. He texted me. He goes, hey, can I Zoom in tomorrow? I'm like, well, tomorrow we don't have a show.
Yes, you should have just said yes. And you should have been laying in the bathtub.
Let's chat. Well,
Glenn, welcome.
Well, Glenn, we will see you next week in studio. Hope all is well, man. Big prayers go out to Lori Montoya. She's going to be on at the 5 o'clock hour. Big prayers to her dad, who is a Vietnam veteran. He was stricken down, and he is in a veterans hospital right now. So please keep Lori Montoya with Biker Down in your prayers, and she will be on at the 5 o'clock hour. Man, we are wrapping up from an amazing, amazing weekend. We did the ride for the kids with the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. It was so heartwarming seeing those children get onto the back of the bikes and onto the sidecars because it really meant so much to them. And, just being around them really uplifted my spirits. How about yourself?
Oh, yeah, of course. Because they're out there having a good time. And, of course, you want to have a good time. So everybody's having a good time. I mean, It was nice because it was all, for it being a bad weather, the rain.
Oh, yeah.
I love the rain. It's like
not on a bike, you don't like the rain.
Not on the bike. You guys left. It downpoured 10 minutes prior to kickstands up at 11.
Enough to bring the oil up.
Enough. Because, Texas, if it doesn't rain in Texas for a long time, when it finally does, it brings all that oil up. It becomes ice almost in certain spots. Yeah. So then you guys leave and they're like, okay, here's the window. And so here I am sitting at Indian motorcycle by myself. They left me. It's okay. I couldn't put the victory rolls in a helmet. It's fine. So I sat there and then down poured again.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh no. And luckily
everyone that was the 85 bikers
except for the 85
didn't stay
bikers,
dry.
They did not. But I hate to say, I don't know how to word this, but I know it could have been a lot worse. Luckily she's okay. We had one rider go down, but two riders go down, but everybody's safe. Could be a lot worse when it rains, especially when you get a group. It's always chaotic. And it was even escorted, which even if it's escorted, it still means anything can happen.
We were on those windy roads, and at a specific turn where that biker went down is we hit a curve, and I guess he misjudged the bend, and he hit his front brake, and the front of his bike got a little squirrely, and he went down, caused another bike to swerve and go down. The only thing that got hurt was their pride. They both got up. The bikes were okay. They were okay, and they finished the ride with us. So
it's cheaper to fix your pride than your bike.
Yeah. So, but. The one thing that I loved about I learned some history about the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation is that, back in 1981, 81.
They started the ride in 91.
They started the ride. The Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation started in 91.
Yes.
Because of this. And this, once again, this is all because of the motorcycle community. Two individuals from the motorcycle community. There was a kid who's suffering a brain tumor in their, in their neighborhood, and they said, let's rally up and ride.
As bikers do.
Yep. And they started the ride. It started growing and growing and growing. And after a couple of years, they raised some money. They ended up starting the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation, which now is one of the largest foundations in the nation. And they've been going for 40 years. And so far, they've raised $75 million. Bikers have raised $75 million
just
for these children.
Just for this cause.
Just for this cause.
And they raise money for a lot of different causes. That's that's what's amazing about, and why we keep bringing awareness to bikers and other communities and community efforts that do this. You discredit, or what's the word I'm looking for? You don't think about the bikers. You think oh, big bad bikers. Right. They raise probably the most money.
Well, we kind of did some calculations last year, and globally with all the motorcycle clubs throughout, and the individuals and everybody else, over $1 billion, over $1 billion for different charities and different foundations. I mean, we have foundations in clubs that are all the way in the UK and in England that raise money for children's hospitals. And, it's where the rubber meets the road.
And in small towns.
Yeah. And this is why the 99 is so important. It's radio for a reason. You know what? We give to you what mainstream media fails to. We want to uplift the grassroots individuals who are really providing for their communities. These individuals really need a voice, and they need somewhere to speak and keep the wind in their sails. Mainstream media is only if it bleeds, it leads. Not here on 99. If it supports, we report, right?
Ooh.
Woo! Yeah, if it supports, we report. And we've met so many amazing individuals throughout the last couple of years that are making a huge difference in the community. And you could be a part of that. All you got to do is just come on out with us. Most of the things that we do are free. Forego the Starbucks coffee for a week and donate a little bit money. Every dollar counts to any cause that you want to donate to. Or volunteer. Always can use volunteers.
I take volunteers.
Oh yeah,
we all take volunteers.
Yeah, I'm going to show you a little clip from the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. Then we're going to bring on somebody who really makes a difference in many different ways and to many different communities. So stay tuned. We're going to be bringing up TK after this. Where the registration starts, and you can be a part of Ride for the Kids, support the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. It's all about the kids. What year is it? Like, homies, this is his 20th year. What year is this for you?
I would say I started maybe 2014.
14.
When the first time he put me on the back of his bike and did this ride, I did not like that, so I went and got him my own bike.
All right.
Now I ride it by myself.
What keeps you coming back?
The kids. I think it's all about the kids in the community. I mean, we have great people here and great, dealership. Yolanda is amazing. We've been here for a couple of years now. I think 4 or 5 years, I don't know. But she puts on a good show for us here. So the kids definitely, it's an ugly disease, obviously, that nobody wants to face. So
right. Now, the Homie and Friends and the leaders do a ride just prior to this, about a month before.
Yeah, a month before we
you do the poker run.
Yeah.
All the money raised from that poker run, right, which I think was over $5,000, right?
Yes, we're at $6,400 right
$6,400.
now.
All that money comes to this event,
yes,
right, to help support this event as well. And then all the money goes to Ride for the Kids.
Yeah, Ride for the Kids at Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. We're at probably like 6,800 right now with people that are coming in and joining the team because obviously some people like to wait till last minute. But
right.
It's all good.
All those last minute stragglers.
Yeah. But we appreciate it. We appreciate all the help and the support throughout the years. And yeah, we like to raise money for the kids.
All right. Well, thank you so much for doing what you do. Man. Hey, welcome back to the award-winning 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. Want to give a big shout-out to Pete Colley all over in the UK, congressman or whatever they call you over there.
The official title.
The official title. You wear a kilt or whatever. I don't know.
Tie.
But welcome, Pete. And Madison Thompson. Oh, man.
Maddie.
TK saying hi, Maddie.
My hype crew is what you call me.
Yes.
Hype crew.
You know what? I still remember at the Tattoo Mark Foundation, you and her dancing. It was
and
the
I'm
most
due for a
adorable
dance,
thing that you guys
girl.
did, man.
Where have you been? Let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah. So I want to welcome TK, the man, the myth, the legend, who still keeps going even after the
She just had a birthday.
Well,
Yeah. The old double nickel, baby.
Well, how
I'm
do
gonna have to put
the bling?
I almost can put 2 fingers in there.
Ooh, thank you.
That's what she said.
This year's game was amazing. You had so many celebs, athletes, upcoming, stars, veterans, first responders, singers. It was an absolute amazing event, and for 24 different charities.
25
different charities. Let's recap on,
Where do we start?
I know. Let's recap on the day's events, bro.
I'm still trying to catch up, honestly.
When you guys had like a wonderful, like the day before, having everybody together, the auction was amazing.
Yeah,
like
that was our first year we even did a
time.
live auction.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we are just kind of like, why aren't we doing a live auction? It's like, well, let's try it and see what happens. And actually turned out really good. And then the thing is, as you guys already know, and as Carl's house, our title sponsor, Chuck Campbell and his family found out, that is a big family reunion, right? Yeah. So Chuck had a little event on Thursday, a little kind of a welcome party for Carl's house. We had Dwayne Terry, who does Toby Keith.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
did an amazing job in there.
He looks like Toby
he's
Keith.
Unbelievable.
I tell you, he looks like Toby Keith.
My heart dropped when he actually hit me on the shoulder last year at the event, and I was like, "Hey, big dog!" And I turned around, he had an OU hat on. I thought it was Toby, but and he had his sunglasses on too. So I mean, he looked identical. It sounds identical, and yeah. And so we had that Thursday night. Friday night, we had over 1,000 people at the Friday night VIP invite only party. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was nuts, and
it didn't feel crowded.
No, well, because we don't have when you don't have tables and all that stuff in there. I mean, it was standing room only, right? And we had some places where you can sit and hang out, but for the most part, everybody was up dancing all night. I know Pitbull was shaking booty on the floor all night long, getting it on. So, but no, it was a great time. But after the awards, Chuck came up to Jessica and I, and my more confusing of the night is like, how is Jessica and I sitting by herself quietly to have Chuck come up just to us? But anyway, he came up and said, "Hey, look, you undersold this deal. When you said this is a family reunion, we've been on site for 2 days, and it feels like we've been coming to this thing for years." And he was like, we're in for title sponsor next year, 100%. And I was like, "Oh man, thank you." And it just had a great time. And then you rode from, as you guys know, Friday. When I was at Friday night into Saturday pool party all day.
Whoa.
Which is, I tell everybody, that's the hardest part of the weekend, right? Is getting everybody out of the pool at 2:00.
It's like herding cats, right?
Yeah, it really is.
I've learned a lesson though. I will make sure I get on that IV list.
You got to get on the IV list. That's the first thing out of the gate.
I missed the IV boat, and that's the number one.
That's the number one thing out of my gate on Saturday morning is IV first. Yes. I'm usually the first one down there. Jessica's usually the first one down there, and Jimmy Mack was with us this year. We got him knocked out, and then she went to go have champagne brunch, and I went straight to the pool to have my Coors Light brunch and continue having fun. And then you get everybody out of the pool, you get everybody out of the stadium, and then that's a whole nother monster at that point.
Is that where you take the break when you get there and you let everything run itself, or you still?
No, he was down there in the mix of everybody.
All the way until really probably after the first inning is pretty much when I'm off to sweet hopping and the thank yous and doing all that. Yeah. And so as we're walking on the field to introduce Carl's house and Chuck Campbell, he was like, "I know I told you last night we were in for, title sponsorship again at 100,000. He goes, "But after today's pool party, Ashley and I talking, Ashley's his wife, and he said, we would like to commit to $1 million and do this, be your title sponsor for the next 10 years.
Wow.
So thank you, Carl's house and the Campbell family.
That is huge. That is huge. Yeah. Big round of applause for Carl's house.
So
man.
Carl's house and Chuck Campbell and Ashley and the family, thank you so much. But then when I got him a suite later on, Jessica was like, "Hey, congratulations. You didn't think this through, did you?" And it's like, "Not really." And she goes, "I could tell when you were walking off the field, they had you and Chuck on the Jumbotron and you guys were laughing." And then she said, "I seen you looking down, walking off and starting to shake your head." And I go, "That's when I realized, like, hold on, I'm going to turn 55 in a week. So I'm going to be doing these things until I'm 65 years old." And then I was telling her that.
Which
she's
is
like,
young.
"Yeah," she's like, "What the hell else you got to do?" And I was like, "Well, nothing, I guess." So
I mean,
anyway, so we're leased in for the next 10 years. So yeah, we're excited. Matter of fact, I can
parties. I mean,
I can already tell you it's October 3rd next year. I was just up Frisco. We locked the date in with the Frisco Rough Riders again. I just left the hotel. We're locked in with the hotel. So
I'm booking my hotel room this time.
So we're all squared up already. I mean, we're not even a month out, and we're already squared up for next year. So that's how big it is. And it's just exciting.
You can always pass the torch over to Chaz Taylor.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long that.
I don't
last.
know.
But
my first time going, I mean, like you said, it's about connections and stuff. And me just going, it's just $99, but also what my other charities do. But like I went there as $99, but like the connections I made about like everything that I did and how I can connect with other people. I mean, it was so overwhelming and like in a good way.
That's what Chuck
said. It was just like.
He was like, bro, I've got a handful of cards that it might take me 3 months to go through all these. Because he was like, just so many people you meet and you're just having so many great conversations. And then, the parties get done on Thursday and Friday night. And
did they get done?
Not really. But once the official parties get done, and then the hotel, actually, the bar closes at midnight. Everybody's out there on the patio. You had musicians out there playing guitars. Everybody had their own alcohol out there.
I blame Janie Balderas.
Oh, Janie Balderas is a criminal at those things. She's the queen of those, keeping everybody
late
up late.
Shenanigans.
And so then you got like Jody Dahlman bringing in pizzas. And and I heard from Irving that the party finally quit around 4:30 Saturday morning, I guess, right? Was that Saturday morning? I think
I didn't make it.
You know what? I was talking to Evan and Taylor Blake.
Yeah.
And I was like, what time did you guys go to bed? And they were like, well, we rolled in around 4:00. I said,
rolled in?
They were like rock stars.
Yeah.
They were rock stars.
Yeah. Irving said I would call the hotel security if it wasn't our group that was causing all the noise. So, but since we pretty much had the entire hotel.
Yeah.
On lockdown. It was kind of funny because that's the number one thing I do on Sunday morning when we're getting out of there is how many complaints did we have this weekend? And for 2 years in a row, we've had no complaints. And which is kind of crazy when you think about how many people we have.
I mean, like, it was loud because of music, but it was like controlled. There wasn't anything.
No, it's just everybody's having a good time.
Everybody had the same time. Everybody had the same mental mindset, and we're here for a charity event. We're here for a cause. So it was all about the networking.
A lot of positive vibes, man. It was great.
So many.
Well, that's what we wanted to. This all started again as your listeners know, because I just got so sick of doing black tie galas. You kind of get in for the 1 hour VIP happy hour, and then they let the rest of the crowd in. You got about 30, 40 minutes, and you got to go sit down for 4 hours. And, and I can't do those, right? I like to mix and mingle. I like to have fun. I like to kick it up. And so that's the reason why we created these, this type of weekend, is just so that everybody can come expand their brand. I also want all the charities that are involved, they bring their big donors with them to give back to those donors and sponsors, right? And so they're all having a good time. But at the same time, they're also making relationships that I know at least 3 charities by game time had told me that they were talking to somebody and told them who they were and what they were doing and already got $5,000, or one got $10,000, right? So, again, that's kind of how the weekend works, right? It's like the charities get to bring the people that are supporting them for the weekend, but then at the same time, everybody's getting to expand their brand, tell everybody who they are. It's almost like a charity dating thong, right? Speed dating.
Yes.
That's what it kind of is, really.
We connected real well with the Green Star family.
Yeah, they're unbelievable. Matt, and
Natalie.
Yep. We had Natalie in, and we had Matt on the other day, and Tom Hogan, and now we've been connecting, and
even some of the like country music artists.
This Sunday, and now. I don't know if Natalie's on or listening, but I hooked Natalie up because she lost her husband to suicide right here in Dallas, and we back in 2018 started the Walk the Bridge program.
Yeah.
So through a charity out in Massachusetts, First Help, Karen Solomon, we built the first and only memorial park right here in Rockwall.
I love it. Yeah, that's right.
So we started putting the walls up this week, and I spoke to Karen, and I got her hooked up with Natalie, and hopefully the next wall that comes in is going to have Natalie's husband's name.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
That's
the part Jeffrey Gray's always walking at, right?
Yep.
He does so much. I mean, I see Zach up here. Oh, there's Jeffrey right there. You see Zach.
Coach.
But, Zach in Small Town America, they do so much too. And they got, the one thing I love is the content, right?
Yes.
Because there's people that actually showed up to the celebrity weekend, to the game, that I didn't even get to see. That I was like, dang, I didn't even see.
But he got him on camera.
But yeah, they got him. And I saw some pictures of some people, and, because there is just so many people. And with pregame stuff going on. And literally I just had lunch with my girls that handle all that with Athletically Declined and Washed Up. And they were kind of giving me their 2 cents on how we can even make it better next year. And the biggest thing is for me personally, because, I don't want to have to stand down there and babysit.
No,
right?
well,
and
no,
that's kind of always what
agree.
happens. I always kind of got to be down there going, where's the run of show? Hold on, we're falling behind.
get you.
And then once you get the game going, then it kind of runs itself. But you know, having Major General Livingston there, Medal of Honor recipient, swearing the new Marine recruits, with Scott Husing brought with the 2-4 battalion. I mean, just so many amazing
a lot
things.
of layers of amazing.
Unfortunately, with Helping a Hero, we always give a house away. We surprise a veteran. And unfortunately, like a month before the event this year, one of the people with Helping a Hero got deathly ill, and Meredith Eiler had to step in to help her and she has 2 young kids, and was just like, I don't know, you know, if I can even. I'm like, Meredith, don't even worry about it, right? Take care of sis, and we're good. So outside of that, I mean, everything else was unbelievable. And, but we will, Helping a Hero will be back next year, and we will be, again, giving a home away, surprising a veteran again. But, yeah, it's just such again, it's just family.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's my why is it's the one time a year I get to see everybody I love and care about, have an unbelievable great time. I got kids that I went to high school with. I got people I went to elementary with. I got people that I was stationed with in the Philippines when I was 18, 19. I've got people that I was stationed with in Colorado Springs I played ball with. I mean, it's all over the map on all the people that that come in for this. And it's just such a great fun weekend.
The one thing I thoroughly enjoyed was watching the kids.
Yeah.
Because it was, you know, once again,
it
was all about the kids, and watching the kids over in the home run.
Yeah. In the Dave and Buster's
yes.
fan. Yeah.
Man, you know
Thank
what?
you, Dave and Buster's. It was we didn't know how that was going to work this year, and it blew up.
It was so nice to see kids off their phones. They were rolling around. They were joking. They were being kids.
Yeah.
And they were so excited every time a ball would go in there, and they were running around. And then God bless every player that was out there who made that long trek down third base line because of the nets and started signing autographs for all the kids. You know, that really warmed my heart to see all these kids going in there and getting their favorite stars or their, or, you know,
my kid was, he's a big Diary of a Wimpy Kid fan.
Oh, yeah.
And Grayson Russell was
there.
Yeah.
And
was he was like, he's not a kid anymore. I'm like, no.
Yeah, he's grown up.
But
well, I mean, even Grayson was out there with Janie and Hudson McFall, and got so many singers out there. Skinny was out there on Thursday night afterwards, and just everybody's playing music. And a lot of people don't realize that Grayson does more country music. Like
I didn't know I was sitting next to him Friday night. I was like, this is like a cool redheaded kid. He's like really good on the guitar. No, I'm sitting next to him.
You didn't realize it's a little kid off Talladega Nights that I'm going to spot a monkey on your chip. And but you know, like it's funny because he's like, man, I literally do movies and TV shows and all that, so I can actually go out and play country music, pay my bills. But my passion is playing music, right?
Yeah.
And he's phenomenal. I met him at John Daly's event either last year or earlier this year. And there's
the bad influence just popped on.
Grayson rocks. Yes, he does. And but again, that's the thing. Now everybody becomes family. What I love to see is just how it continues to go and grow, right? On how everybody's relationships continue to go and grow. And then you see people doing, you know, some music people doing stuff over here, and then you see some other people doing stuff over here.
Well, Janie Balderas is now part of the 99 Network.
Yeah, I saw that.
We're going to give her a segment. She's going to be able to use her voice, her talents, and uplift other musicians and artists.
I hope you all get our phone book for one of these chairs. So, like, believe it or not, I'm the tallest one in here, and I feel like I'm sitting on the floor. I'm sitting in the low rider. So, Janie, make sure you get a chair with a phone book or something in it.
And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know who sits in these before.
But one thing that really impressed me is with all the celebrities and all the artists there, you know, when you say family, you couldn't have picked a better word because everybody was so humble. Nobody really was like
and I was a newbie.
You know, nobody was they were there having a good time, genuine, and just enjoying the moment. Rocker Steiner. He was amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He was there. I mean, hurt me. That's how bad I am. I didn't know how big he was until after I met him, and then I saw him on the Today Show or whatever show.
He's got his new premiere came out the following week for his new show. His new documentary came out the following week after that, and they were doing a ton of stuff in the stockyards a week after that. And
I was watching his YouTube videos.
He was hanging out with Russell. Grayson Russell.
Oh yeah, they're close. And Co Wetzel. He had his after party at Co Wetzel's new place, and can't remember what it's called, but it's right down in Fort Worth off 7th Street. But a great new, I would say, hip club it's a lot hipper than this old man goes to. But
I was gonna say, like, I don't know. I'll be there,
when they're like, "Hey, we're gonna come to the after party," I'm like, "Bro, like,
I'll be there." Like,
TK's still catching up from the
is there
weekend, bro.
brunch?
Like, yeah, like,
Is there a brunch?
so, but no, that's I mean, even people like Terrell Owens, where that always usually gets a bad rap, and people don't realize that T.O. is a little introverted. He's not a big, let me hug you, fluffy, but even he was having a blast this year, taking pictures, signing autographs, having fun. And that's kind of my judgment on the game is where's T.O. at? Is he grumpy T.O.? Is he over in the corner T.O.? Is he being nice T.O.? And then it was like, okay, if he's out having fun and signing autographs and taking time, then you're definitely on the right path. And again, that's the thing. Everybody just has a good time.
I got my son an autograph
provide
from him.
But
What
the Celebrity Softball Classic provides is an atmosphere for these athletes, because these athletes, these actors, all these musicians are, no matter where they go in the public, they're getting bombarded.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
They
normal
they can't even have a nice dinner in a restaurant without somebody coming up to them. So it is overwhelming, and that becomes the norm of their life. And then when they are able to be in an atmosphere that you provide, TK, of, you know what, I'm just here for the kids. I'm just here for the foundations and the organizations. This is so relaxing, and they don't really know how to relax.
I mean, even at the hotels, I mean, everybody's just walking through, enjoying life. And, you got so many great veterans in there as well.
Yep.
So many, I mean, the awards on the veteran side.
I got a Don
from
Graves
Metal.
whiskey.
Yeah, the Don Graves, unbelievable. Which it was very special to be able to do that again with Don. You guys got the Don Graves whiskey coins. Giving out the Don Graves Patriot Award too is something that Don is very appreciative of. And I asked Don earlier this year, hey, who are two guys that you would love to give this award to? And it was President Trump, which we mailed his off. Don, we did a letter for him. Yeah, we did a letter for him. And me, Raj, who's a Ghost Star family member, and Don all signed a letter. And the other one was my boy Pete Hegseth.
Oh, yeah.
Those were the two guys that he was like, I want to give. Those are two guys I would want to give my award to. So we ended up sending, he signed it, and we did the letter, and everybody signed that, and we sent off a ring, a Don Graves point, everything about the who, what, when, and where to President Trump and Secretary of War Hegseth this week, which, again, is pretty special. So I'm texting Pete going, hey, I need your address, bro. Like, where? He's like, send it to Pentagon, put it, attention to this person. She'll get it to me. And then I Google, and I'm like, Arlington or DC Pentagon address, and he's like, which one's on the web? I'm like, both. And he's like, DC. Okay, going to DC. So, but yeah, I mean, the fact that, again, as busy as he is,
takes
to go, yep, send it here. What is it? No, I can't tell you. You just have to open it. But I know he's going to love it. I
feel like you should put in one of those funny boxes that it's like a fake box. It's like
you can't do that with the Pentagon.
He's going to get the old Bradford.
I mean, like fart machine.
It's going to show the old Bradford Exchange on there. So I think that's what it is, Bradford Exchange, right? To do the really cool pieces. That's actually where we get the Iwo Jima pieces from. And then my partner Raj does the plates to put on it. And this year we had, of course, Chuck Campbell got one for his family's service to what they do in the veteran community with Carl's house, and his dad was a U.S. Marine Corps veteran. Then you have Brad Lee, entrepreneur, super podcaster. People don't realize how much money he donates back to the veteran. I mean, he donated the fireworks. He was a fireworks sponsor, and then I don't even know how much more he bought in silent auction, live auction. Then we had the DOC.
Yeah,
I got to dance with
he lost his voice, man.
Yeah,
we saw him at the pool, and he was just like he must have been yelling and screaming.
Well,
he was just,
I grew up listening.
Well, the thing is, unfortunately, that's how he talks.
That's how he talks.
Yeah. So if you don't know the DOC, he
talks like
he was
that.
in an accident.
Yeah,
he's in an accident and lost his larynx. And when he was right after his record came out, went number one.
Wow,
he was in an accident.
I didn't know that.
But he wrote. People don't realize he wrote.
I'll educate you on some hip hop.
He wrote most of NWA songs. He wrote at least half of NWA songs, half of Dr. Dre's Chronic. He brought Snoop Dogg up, Eminem up. Like, he's just unbelievable, legendary. And he's also
that was it.
What do you call ambassador with our football club over in England, the Radcliffe Football Club, which he loves. We're actually going back over there 1st of November. To have some fun and do some stuff on that side of the pond for what he's doing with Doc Cares. But then we had who else got an award that night? There was two more. two more that got one. So we had Bradley, Chuck Campbell, DOC. No, I'm sorry, that was it because JP Lane, double leg amputee, which JP was coming in from Houston and didn't get there in time. Got there a little bit later after the party, but he got his on Saturday, and then President Trump and then Pete Hegseth. So great group.
It's funny with JP. Where's it Tom? Maybe it was JP when he was going out to. He goes, "I'm playing friggin' left field again." He goes, "They make me go all the way out to left field."
You should enjoy that. You do nothing in left field.
Was that JP or was that Tom? Double amputee.
But it probably was JP. He probably went out there then. I don't know who, because I don't know who. I don't know who once they, who knows once they go in at that point, right after the starting. But JP won, I don't know, 6 gold medals or something crazy at the Warrior Games. He's an Under Armour athlete. So when you really talk about taking lemons and making lemonade, this guy has done it, right? He wrote an unbelievable book. Him and his wife, Krista, are unbelievably faith-based, great Christian couple. And it's just like, and I've had a few conversations is, one of my things is like, what else? Right. And we had this conversation, I don't even know, 5-8 years ago. And because you think, well, I just got this book and this maybe is, well, what else? Mm-hmm. What else? What else? What else? And it drives my wife crazy because that's kind of where I am on everything. Okay. This game is great. Everybody's had it, but I don't really even honestly enjoy the actual, because what I do is after the week, the dust settles, I go watch the game film of the game. Okay. And of course I'm taking notes like, what the hell is this? And let's change this. And then, and then usually I'm already back out the following week telling everybody this is what I want to change for next year. From game one, when you first started this to now, I mean, tremendous growth. Well, game one was just with Marcus Luttrell. We did at Rice University, and everybody came in that afternoon. We had a game. And then most everybody went home, or a lot of people went back to hotel, and we didn't even have an after party. Matter of fact, we had a small suite at, I don't even remember what the hotel called, but like I don't know, some small hotel, right? And we had a suite, and we had probably 50 people in our room. Jessica and I did that night, and that's kind of when it's like, okay, everybody loves having the after party, right? And then the following year, we did one in Colorado Springs for Cindy Dietz and the Danny Dietz Foundation. Phenomenal weekend there too, but the problem was Colorado, August 22nd, we had crazy storms here in Dallas. Couldn't get half the celebrities out. It was 78, low 80 degree day all day. Beautiful day. We're out shooting guns and stuff at a range. Everybody's having fun. Got to the game. Sun went down and went to 47, 48 degrees. And we're all in. At that point, we used to just have like the T-shirt, jerseys, and shorts. And then it started sprinkling, and then it was a freaking mess, and it was miserable. From the sky? Yeah. So then we were like, why are we? Then I was personally like, why am I doing anything outside Dallas-Fort Worth? This is stupid. We need people to come to the game, go home. We don't have to pay for hotels and none of that. And then we started the OUUT game. Roger Clemens, McConaughey, and Toby Keith, all of us had teamed up, and we did that. We raised money for Lone Survivor. Did that for 2 years. After the 18 game, all the other celebrities that played Marcus's game and Danny Dietz Foundation game, they were all going, hey, what the hell? Where's our game? We started this. So 2019, we did 2 games. We did one Memorial Day weekend with Carry the Load and Clint Bruce. And then we did one the fall for OUT. Then COVID hit, killed everything. And then we just kind of combined everything back in when we went to Globe Life. And that's when we had the celebrities and veterans and everybody just all in gumbo pot and split them up equally. And we did 2 games at Globe Life. And then we came back to Frisco in 23, 24. And then I waited too long in 23. 23 is probably the worst weekend ever, but everybody still had a good time. But for me, it's the worst. And then 24 last year was a great weekend. And then, it's, every year I go, I don't know if we could get any better, but it always does.
I think it's great having it at the same place, though, because then everybody can plan. They know where to go, what plan, instead of like figuring out, juggling probably the new location.
If we didn't have World Cup in, we would probably be going back down to Globe Life. And so, in 2027, my contract is done with the Rough Riders after 26. So in 27, we'll take a hard look. We might go back to Globe Life because it is getting to that level. I mean, from Carl's House guaranteeing, title sponsorship, and they're wanting to bring in a lot of their big corporate partners and friends as well. And, Chuck knows that event down there is about a $250,000, $260,000 weekend. A lot of people don't realize this one's about 200,000, right at 200,000. Yeah.
But I like Frisco because it was so it's very easy to navigate through the stadium.
Yeah, that's the best part about the Frisco stadium. It's super intimate.
Yep.
That's what I love about
the
Frisco. It's
classic vibe of it,
intimate.
too.
But the problem is with Frisco is you can't have it in the summertime when the kids are out of school. And so when we had our game, I think they had 6 homecomings on Frisco that night. So I had players that were coming in late because they had to take their daughters or sons, had to go do the homecoming picks. And so it's kind of like, the fall's always harder. But that's the problem. That's the only time we can do Frisco is the fall. And then the only time we can do Globe Life is in the summer. But if at Globe Life, then I get, your country music stars like Wade Bowen, Randy Rogers, Casey Donahue, Cody Jinks. All these guys want to come play, but they can't in the fall because they're all touring.
Right.
So really the summertime. So there's always the
I think
catch-22 on both sides, right? It's always a catch-22. So
it is.
We'll figure it out. Like, if
you need anybody on your committee, I'm available.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's only one on that committee, and it's TK. And then I'll let everybody know how it goes from there.
Just spins it out.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah, I definitely earn these bags under my eyes.
Oh, yeah, you do.
But
So
let's go to the Mac here on y'all.
So this year, the 25 foundations, you know what, you raised more than you have in
so how we
years,
do
right?
it so how we do it is, if you remember, we used to say, okay, this foundation is going to be this team, this foundation, and we're going to donate, we're going to guarantee you $10,000 each. But we always had foundations would call us and promise us the world, we're going to help, we're going to do this, but nobody did anything. The reality, they're too busy. I get it. But the entitlement of just showing up going, I need my check, is just kind of got to me. And being on, from a volunteer with, national and, local groups here in DFW that are national charities, but here in DFW, and being on boards of these charities, the one thing that has always bothered me is when we do galas or raising money independently, once a foundation usually gets a check, where's the follow-up? Where's the give back to the people that are given to you? So even some of my Dallas Cowboys at one time, like, man, we don't mind supporting that charity, but man, I never hear from these guys unless they need a check. And TK, we would never even go to the galas if it wasn't for you inviting us, because we'd have to buy our own tickets, right? So I went back to the CEO at the time and said, why aren't we giving tickets away to our galas? If you're over a certain amount donation per year, those people should be getting 2 free tickets a minimum to come to the gala. Why are we charging them, right? So there's never nothing back to the people that are giving to support you. So in 23, because of the amount that this has grown in to put this on, like my wife was like, hey, the last year at Globe Life, she's like, this doesn't make sense to me. $240,000 to raise 20 grand. I've seen you raise 20 grand at happy hour.
Yeah.
Like, this don't make any sense to me anymore.
Well, we're going to go out after the show.
I'm down for happy hour.
Yeah, you missed it. I already hit it earlier today at my noon happy hour. But so the thing was, like, how can we use this platform to help more? So I started getting so many calls after the 2022 game. And so it was like, you know what, here's what we're going to do. You have to go raise a minimum 10 grand. I don't care how you do it. And I don't want any of your money. You keep 100%, but that will get you into the weekend, and you bring the person that gave you that 10 grand. Or if you have a black tie gala and you've got $100,000 sponsor, or you got a $50,000 title sponsors, you need to bring them to the weekend to enjoy and have fun.
Right.
And what we found out is, the retention rate of keeping those sponsors from bringing them to our game is almost at 100%.
You see that
because they're now being rewarded. So the sponsors and donors are getting a double whammy on a win. So I'm supporting a charity I love, but now I get to go to this celebrity weekend. I don't have to pay to go.
Right.
And what we're providing is the access. I couldn't even pay the money for these celebrities and people that are there. I couldn't even pay for these people to come.
Evan's on Tim's a stud.
Big G. That's my dog. Tuck in the house from Ozark. So, that's the thing is, like, so that's really the big give back now, right?
Yeah.
Is that I'm giving back by putting the work in to make this weekend happen. So you as a charity can give back to those that are supporting you. You bring them to the weekend. They get to come and have fun. It's all access weekend. And as you know, on Friday night, you either know about it or you don't know about it.
Right.
Right. So people are like, oh, where do we register? Like, what are you talking about? Like, show up. How do we know where it is? Just come in the front door. It's not hard.
Yeah,
You'll figure it out real quick.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Do we have name tags? Name tags for what? Go shake somebody's hand and
say
introduce
hello.
yourself. Yes.
Exactly.
Right. Which is what happens, right? Because if you want to know who's who, you're going to have to go talk to somebody.
Right.
And as you know, that's what happens. So everybody, the one thing about Friday night that you don't see a lot of is a lot of phones out.
No.
I didn't get hardly any pictures.
No, because everybody's talking, everybody's having fun.
Mhm.
Nobody's doing this. You know,
That was
there's
the
a few
night
doing
to
that, but it's a night of just
enjoy.
everybody having fun and
Mhm.
communicating.
Well,
Right?
I
Do all
got
the media
kudos.
stuff the next day. That's how
Yeah.
I took it. Like
Kudos
that was
to
a
your
night
DJ,
to
too.
enjoy everything.
Oh, our DJ.
Kudos to
He's
your DJ.
unbelievable. Yeah.
He was,
My
behind-
highlight was I was
he
on
really
the dance
did
floor
a
with the
bang-up job.
DOC.
Oh, he's unbelievable. And again, he's just such a great guy and always comes through, Bryce. The
Everything
bad
just
guy
was
is what
great.
we call him, BAG guy. But the bad guy, Bryce, yeah, no, he's, as you can see, overly professional.
Yep.
And he keeps the dance floor hopping.
Yep.
Mhm.
And the only issue we had this year was the microphone. We
You
plugged
mean
in.
the crowd being quiet?
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just kidding, I'm kidding,
well,
I'm
you
kidding,
know,
I'm kidding.
the thing is with the crowd, you know, I know we have some of our veterans trying to help out. Thank them, but we don't really need all their help. But
It was highly entertaining, and I enjoyed.
it's
the whole
entertaining
thing,
for sure. But the
and
thing
a lot
is,
of
like,
money was raised.
well, like I was trying to tell people, like, man, no offense, some people don't want to do the live auction. So I don't care if they're in the back of the room talking, having fun. Like if you want to you want to bid on live auction stuff, come up to the front.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I don't expect people to be
engaged the whole time about
I don't
it.
want you to be quiet. You don't have to be quiet. If you want to come up here and be engaged, be engaged. If you don't, the only time I really want everybody to be engaged and actually to probably be quiet is just to give the respect to when you have somebody like Don Graves talking.
Yes.
That's when you're kind of like, hey, we got a 100-year-old World War II Iwo Jima who luckily he
Respect.
can't really hear the crowd noise in the back, but he can tell there's something going on.
He
So,
knows.
so he did get the crowd quieted though. He did
yeah.
get the entire crowd quiet.
Well,
He
he's
still knows how to do it.
he's got his dominance, man.
He still knows how to pull it off. So he
Hell
did get
yeah.
the crowd quieted. But, again, I mean, those are things to be expected. Like, man, have fun. And there's a few things that we're going to change next year. Like, if when you're there, how we have a lot of different vendor tables. And what they're going to do next year is they're going to actually just give me a room kind of right by where the bathrooms were,
Mhm.
that all the vendor tables can go in there. So
No.
you can just go in that one little
If you wanna
conference
go, yeah.
room and you can check everything out in there and you can have fun and buy whatever and do whatever. And then we're going to move the media walls and stuff into the ballroom this year because I kept getting pulled out to come and do an
Yeah.
interview and get a picture. And then, you're trying to get back in. And I was like, you know what? If we had this on the inside, it'd be so much easier.
Yeah.
So we're going to move
Well,
that
trial
on the
and error.
inside.
Now
That's
you
what
know
we
it.
That's
have.
great.
And,
I mean,
and speaking about your vendors, a big shout out to Tattoo Mark Foundation.
Oh, man.
You know what? Tattoo Mark sold out
Shannon.
twice.
I know.
He sold out.
Shannon
twice
bought all of them.
on
Yeah.
the Bears. Did you?
the MMA guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his
Shannon
last
Rich.
name right now. Yes, he bought
Shannon the Cannon.
Yes, Shannon
Yeah.
the Cannon. He's got a big event coming up in Mexico. I was posting.
He sure
reposting
does.
shit.
Matter of
So-
fact, Celebrity Game is sponsoring. It's sad. I can't even think.
You know,
We're sponsoring Smitty. He's
I
fall. I call him
reposted
the
his-
fall guy because he's a what do you call it? Stunt guy in
Yes.
Hollywood. He's a big stunt guy. And so Smitty was like, "Hey, I'm doing this with Shannon the Cannon," and it was
Yes.
like, he's like, "Man, do you know any sponsors?" I'm like, "Man, let's slap a Celebrity Softball Classic logo on there."
You get a little
And,
message. from
love you,
Evan.
brother. That's my boy Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see here.
Aw.
This is from Evan George. Evan,
Yeah,
who
Evan
you'll know him
Vasarius.
you know him the best from Ozark.
Yeah, so Evan, just so you know, one of my best friends from the Air Force, Bud Collier, we call him Uncle Bud. Our first game with the Lone Survivor Foundation, Bud has a foundation called I Am Bully Free, about bullying. And he was going into the schools and helping out. And Evan was actually, I met Evan because he was Bully Bear. So he was in a probably 6-foot Bully Bear costume. It looked like Bully Bear got lipo and had all the fat still hanging on him because he,
Beverly Hills?
yeah, because he's in about a 4 foot, went from about 6 foot to 4 foot. But at that event, Evan was telling me that he was going to be an actor. And it was like, man, that's awesome. Da, da, da. I bet it wasn't 3 or 4 months after that event, Bud called me and said, hey, the little guy just got a gig with Jason Bateman on this new show called Ozark.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Okay, cool. You don't think about it. Then Ozark blew up
Yeah.
Did.
and exploded and got all these Emmys.
I gotta
And
catch up.
Tuck's walking the red carpet and
Yes.
he's sitting with Jason Bateman at the table. And, he's Hollywood at this point,
Yeah.
right? So he went from Bully Bear to Hollywood and
Awesome.
literally overnight. It was
Awesome.
awesome. And he's still doing a ton of unbelievable commercials, shows, movies.
He's such a cool kid to hang out with. We
yeah.
were down by the pool. I mean, like,
Yeah.
he's the best.
And he knocked it
Yeah.
out of the park in Ozark, man. He played.
Yeah, he scored.
Literally did home runs.
I think
Yeah.
he got a home run every time, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and
Taylor Blake. Yeah.
Man, it was back-to-back home runs, man.
And we almost lost one with Trey Day. Trey Blake. Trey, he's special, but he has trouble with his legs. So I was worried about him running around. And then he got overheated. I don't know if you knew, but then he came over and was going to do an interview with Jennifer, and just pretty much doubled over, went down in the dugout and fell out.
Oh, I
he
didn't
just
know
got
that.
he got overheated.
That's when everybody went down. Yes, I saw that from. We were upstairs. You were doing a live. I was walking around.
But he ended up. He was fine. He wore himself out.
It was a long day.
Next year, what we're going to do is he's going to hit, and we're going to have somebody run for him.
Okay.
He's going to hit and run the first, and then we'll have somebody from first for him.
All right, very cool.
But again, so he could still participate and have, and he's a country music singer as well, and he was doing some country. I think he sang Friday night at the event.
Wasn't it the TikTok song?
I think it was. Yeah,
yes,
that was Trey. That was Trey. That's Trey Day on that one. Yeah, so Trey Brant did that, and that's the whole thing about this weekend. It's just so bringing in super amazing people, right? And just putting them all together in one room and letting everybody have fun. It's not a really a hard recipe to figure out, but it is absolutely exploded, as you guys have seen. And I can promise you, 2026 is even going to be bigger than what we just had. And I don't know how, and that's why I was telling the hotel today, they're like, man, I don't know if we can get any more people in the ballroom on Friday night. And I'm like, well, we're getting ready to start stuffing them in, pal, because it's going to be bigger.
I'm already now that you know the date, I'm already like, I'm booking.
Yeah.
Because I was so last minute.
We'll get the hotel links here pretty soon. But I was like, go ahead and lock it in.
I had an Uber. Yeah. I Ubered home.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I Ubered home.
Let's clarify that. It wasn't a
Yeah. It was a forced Uber, but
that's probably a good thing.
But afterwards, I was like, you know what? It was a smart move.
I had a room. Me and my husband had a room.
It was a smart move, man.
Yeah, it's always good to get the Ubers or just stay at the hotel.
Yeah, I'd stay at the hotel.
That's why most people, even local, usually just stay at the hotel, because the time you Uber there and back,
there and back,
by then you just pay for the room and you get to enjoy, and you don't have to worry about it.
And the rooms aren't outrageous. It's a great price. I mean,
the rooms are about half of what they normally are.
Yeah,
this way is the rate. So, I mean, they're high 300s.
The hotel, everybody there was amazing. The staff was amazing. I mean, walking in, walking out, everybody was so accommodating.
It's so much fun.
The pool was amazing.
The foam thing, right?
I think the hotel brought the foam thing out.
Oh, they did that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of turned around and saw it, and I was like, okay, cool. Somebody brought the foam machine out, and I mean, then I see Big Chaz over there, first one in.
Yeah.
With all the latest.
Yeah, he's not gonna miss a moment, is he? So
no, that's totally.
And then it's kind of funny because, and no offense to small people, but I was like, man, somebody said, it seems like you got there. I said, man, the only thing I really think I'm missing is maybe some midget wrestlers or something, right?
And they were there.
And poof, they were there.
And then all of a sudden, in the off season, somebody called me and says, hey, I got this midget wrestler. He's a champion, Donnie. He would love to come and participate. And I'm like,
take care, Evan. Take care, Evan. Thank you for tuning in, brother.
I was like, oh man, we got to get Donnie here. So I talked to Donnie. He's like, I got another buddy. And then Donnie had the walker because he had just hurt his back and had to get back surgery. And but his buddy and Chaz did. I was up in a suite and just happened to look down and saw the little guy steal Chaz's bat and took off running down third baseline, because they always plan something. The wrestling guys does. T-Ron Hicks, Simply Bad, Chaz, and now we got Donnie and his. I can't even remember his other buddy's name, but great kid. And so they had planned something, but they never tell me when they're actually going to do it. The only people who know is the person who's running the show. So it's kind of just like, what just happened, right? Yeah. So it makes it a lot of fun. And
Barbie the Patriot Barbie.
Patriot
Barbie. She was amazing as well. I just had to get her out. She actually
moved to Texas after she came to our first game. Her and her husband moved from Scottsdale. Mm-hmm. They fell in love with Texas so much and the people here that they moved here, and they actually live down by Aaron Wild. Oh. So, and her shop, her Patriot Barbie shop is in Weatherford, literally shop. Probably 8 minutes from our house. And Jessica, my wife, is, usually on Saturday when we go do the grocery shop, and it's like, let me go by Lindsay's shop and just see what she's got. And I'm like, do you think she has anything new since last Saturday? Like, I'm kind of downing, but we'll stop. Girls so she's usually in there quite a bit, hitting her store out there in Hudson Oaks. So, but it's kind of fun that, because of the game, she moved here. I got some other people moving here. Scott Husing moved here. We have, we brought another family in that are dear to us, and the Clack family. And if you don't know the Clack family on Instagram, they've had a little daughter since she's probably been 2, and she is just absolutely hilarious. It started with her and her mom in the backseat, but then when she started going to school, she would tell you about this little girl, Jessica. And so people started sending the Instagram videos to my wife because her name's Jessica. Like, you better watch out, Jessica. This little girl's looking for you. So so we ended up. I'm watching the videos and I'm like, you know what? I'm bringing this entire family to Celebrity Weekend. Yes. And it was such an amazing experience for Jessica. And I know they had amazing, but it was the first time they've ever been on vacation.
Wow.
They have like their videos get millions of views it's unbelievable. And so even they want to meet T.O. So I took him up to meet T.O. and Terrell was like, hey, and then he turned around and he goes, I know who you are, Maya. And, picked her up, was spinning her around, having fun. And so many people, it was a little overwhelming to them too, because the mom's like, man, we didn't realize, people, you get 1 million views, but then you're there and everybody's going, oh my God, Maya, hey, all the kids. And that so they were even to a certain extent overwhelmed. And now they're thinking about moving to Fort Worth. And I'm telling them like, man, bring the whole family, come on. But
that's great that you were able to, and that's another aspect of what the celebrity it goes beyond just the softball game.
The softball game is honestly, the softball game is kind of irrelevant to what the whole weekend is. This is, I always tell everybody who comes is like, well, now we got Thursday night with Carl's house having their event, but it's like, look, Friday night and the pool party is for you. Enjoy. Saturday night is about the fans. It's not about you. Mm-hmm. So, and no offense, I want everybody to come and have fun, but the fans want to see the big names play first.
Yep, of course.
Because that's to recognize.
Yeah.
So let them get in, and if they rotate, great. But if you don't get to play, don't get upset if you don't get to play, because again, it's not about you. Get your content, have fun. Mm-hmm. And oh, by the way, be glad when you wake up Sunday morning you didn't play for most of it, right?
Right.
So, and as you can see, I mean, it's turned into that. Like most people, they don't care to play; they just want to come support, have fun, sign autographs. Yeah. We had to send a bunch of people during the home run derby up to the home run derby terrace where the Dave and Buster's fan zone was, because when I originally went out there with Dave and Buster's, they're like, oh, we'll do it out here. I'm like, this is home run derby territory. Like balls are pinging up in here during home run derby. And I'm really kind of worried about machines or people so we had, I don't know if you saw it, but we had a bunch of the players went up there that knew how to play and were protecting the fan zone for home run derby so they wouldn't fly. That's why all the guys were up there.
We didn't get to see it from our angle because we were at the bar.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. So that's why it was getting protected. Like everybody went up there to make sure any home run balls came in, they could protect them. And then they were giving them to the kids, obviously.
We were sitting. Where was that bar? Right where we set up.
Yeah, that's right on the corner of left field.
One of the balls. We were sitting at one of the tables. One of the balls came flying over, hits the table right beside it.
Oh, that was Derek Holland right before he hit a home run.
Yeah.
Because I saw.
It almost hit Billy.
Okay, because I saw the film and I saw Derek trying to pull it, and he pulled it, and I saw it hit up there in those tables. And then the next one he launched out over the fan zone.
Yeah.
And then we had Austin Jackson. Now I did forget one thing, and I do blame myself, because from the pool party and all the running around, and I got to the stadium, and of course my team there, my girls were like, "Hey TK, where's the MVP belt?" Oh. And I was like, I can't tell you what I said, but I was like, it's in my room. Like, let's figure out who wins, right? So Austin Jackson, who played for the Detroit Tigers, man, he launched a couple that I'm not even sure if one of them's even come down yet. Like he torqued on one that went up over the top of those condos, out over the park, over the road. There's condos. His ball went over the condos, a softball. And so I reached out to him, I think on Sunday or Monday. I can't remember. I'm like, hey, bro, you got voted MVP, because the crowd on social media was voting who they wanted. Yeah, they were doing it through social media. So he ended up getting MVP, and I went and met him and dropped off the boat, and I posted a picture of it. And man, everybody was like, oh my God, that belt's freaking amazing. And Chaz's guy who makes those belts for like WWE and the Real Deal, he's the one who made our belts for us. I think you might have got to see it on Friday night, because Chuck Campbell got a belt for being title sponsor.
Yes, I think I did.
And I mean, that thing is
sitting next to him with the other belt.
Yeah,
I think I saw.
That thing is so freaking ginormous and heavy. And man, Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson was like a little kid getting that belt. He was so thankful and grateful. It was kind of funny, but yeah, I've got one in my office, and I just shipped Raj his yesterday, I think, or day before. What's today? Wednesday? Probably
today's Wednesday.
Monday, I think.
Want to welcome Natalie Brett, Natalie with the Green Star families. Thanks
Patricia,
for tuning in.
Look at all these people tuning in
Thank
here.
you for tuning in. such a great weekend. Can't wait for next year. That's
people.
right. That's right.
And that's the thing. So like what a lot of these charities, their first year that raised 10 or 11,000, and now their sponsors have come or donors came with them, and they get it. So now it's like, now you can get started now on raising money all year round, and then bring your big donors back with you to the Celebrity Weekend.
Exactly.
Right? So they can actually get back and enjoy, because again, you can't access like that is usually at like a Super Bowl party, if you ever been, and that's usually like a $2,000, $2,500 ticket.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't done that.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's more fun than a Super Bowl party, because it's not as crazy and loud. It's just
fun.
It's just fun.
It's just fun, and I know a lot of people that I spoke to about it, and I'm sure you the same. They were like, "Oh, I'm sorry I missed it. I see all the video. I see what good time you had."
I'm like, dude,
well, we told you,
we told you.
We told you about it. And
celebrities, people who whether you're a veteran or celebrity, Coffey Anderson, he played last year.
But he had a gig.
Coffey's devastated that he got a gig, and I'm going, dude, that's what you do. Yeah. Right. So, but he was like, oh my God, I hope I make it next year. See, that's the thing for the country music guys and girls. The fall is always hard, because usually right around the end of July is when they start getting busy.
Yep.
So that's, again, it is kind of fun to have it in June. Now, the other thing about Globe Life Field that, again, you got, no matter what, you always got your pros and cons, right? I am diehard Rough Riders. That is like one of my favorite stadiums in America. It's the most funnest stadium.
It's hometown, man. It's
hometown just field. So much fun.
Yep.
But Globe Life Field is another level.
I
mean, it's a lot of fun. It's really a bucket list type deal, right? To go play on there. And, even watching a Ranger game sometimes at home, where if I go to a game and I catch myself going, man, we had a celebrity game on this field. Like we literally had 2 celebrity games on this field. Right. And even Globe Life Field, when we had the
you were at the old one though, right?
No, we're at the new one.
With
the old one is a football field now.
Oh, right.
So you can't even go at the old one anymore. We're at the new inside dome.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
And we were actually, the year we came, when the Rangers called me and asked me to bring the game up there, or down there, I should say, because Frisco is a minor league team. They weren't sure if they could even have events in 2021, because the minor league was still kind of COVID craziness.
Oh, okay.
So they weren't sure if they could have one. So at the end of 2020, the Rangers called and said, well, they're like, hey, TK, you and your wife want to come to NFR? We'll put you in a suite. We got, oh yeah, we'll come. And if you remember, that's when the NFR moved to Texas because of Vegas, because Vegas was still locking down COVID.
Yep.
So they had the World Series at Globe Life Field, late 2020, and then they had NFR. And I didn't even get my lid off my Michelob in the suite, and the suit showed up. Like, hey, TK, how you doing? Da, da, da. Hey, man, what you go do with your celebrity game? Da, 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 da. And, and again, the only games they had even played there yet was only the World Series.
Right.
So, because we missed a whole 2020 season because of COVID. So we got in to the Rangers' first season in 21 and had a game that year, which was even kind of, I think, more special for a lot of celebrities and everybody, because it's a brand new stadium, right? But it is so much fun. And the other cool thing about Globe Life that I love is, if you ever see it on TV, you have the dugouts, but then a little bit farther down the baselines towards the foul post in the outfield, they actually have an in-ground restaurant on both sides, which is really cool.
Oh, yeah,
you can actually watch the game from the restaurant on the field. So what's kind of cool with this is, so let's say you have your Helping a Hero and you have your Back Home Patriots. Well, if you're, and we will have to limit the team because there are only so many players you can have, but you can get out there early, throw, and then if you're not on this roster, go into the restaurant dugout with the family, friends, and VIPs for your team.
Yep.
Then you can come back out after the game's over with, and we get more pictures and have fun, right? So that is kind of another kind of cool thing for them. But
that's more towards 27 now?
Yeah, it's probably going to be in 27. Yeah. I mean, we were looking at this year. The Rangers are so excited. The Rangers and Live by Lowe's have been calling me going, hey, bring it back. But I love Frisco. I love where we're at. I love what we're doing. But now that it's really kind of getting that next level with these big corporates coming in from Dave & Buster's, from Carl's House, from possibly In-N-Out Burger, possibly Pizza Hut on some people that are reaching out. I mean, it's really kind of going to another level. So it's kind of like we might need to get to that level where we're having that, right? Because, again, the bigger celebrities will come to Globe Life Field even sooner than they would at Frisco, right?
Because they get to play on the field.
It's Globe Life.
It's
right.
Globe Life.
So who knows what to expect? But I mean, I know in 2026 we're going to Frisco. I couldn't be more happy about that. And if we do end up going to Globe Life, part of my heart will be in Frisco, because the Rough Riders, as you guys found out, the staff, the stadium. They're absolutely grade A, top notch on everything they do. I mean, those poor people have to put up with me every year. My poor guy, Ross Lanford up there, I feel for him. The guy, he has to deal with TK on 24/7 and, we're constantly changing things around on him. And, but that team up there is phenomenal. Yeah. They're so phenomenal. And then the other thing I love about Frisco are the fireworks. The fireworks are the best.
The fireworks were amazing. I'll tell you, probably the best show I've ever seen.
I'm telling you, I tell people like the fireworks at Frisco at the Rough Riders, it is comparable any 4th of July show you're going to see.
Yep.
Like it was 20 minutes long. It was nonstop, and it is just so much fun. So that's the thing, I just kind of got to wrestle with. I actually just, I'm probably about, where are we at here? End of October. So we have a quick trip to England. And then when I get back from that, I'm usually off from about November 15th to probably mid-January of just kind of defragging and getting my year, kind of just enjoying the holidays and kind of getting ready for the new coming year. And I think Mama and I are actually going to fly out Christmas Day and maybe go to England.
Nice.
Yeah. For
Pete
New
Colley,
Year. So.
who's one of the congressmen who was on here.
A guy.
He's over in the UK.
I hope you're in Manchester, baby.
We'll get you a tour of Parliament.
Is that where it's in London?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
what did he say?
Where is it, the UK?
His official title was what? Councilman.
Councilman. He gave his first couple of speeches this year.
Counselor.
And he's all about raising money. He's all about mental health.
He's Stitch. He's their little.
He's Stitch, man. He started these Stitch dolls. His mother, she's in her late 70s, has made these Stitch dolls by hand, and she gives them out to children who are
little biker dolls
whose parents have committed suicide, and she sends them over here from the UK, and we hand them out, and they're little Stitch dolls.
Well, we need to make sure too, that we can. The bigger thing for me is like, how many more charities can we get involved, right? Because that's my thing is like, and
so many.
If you look at the rosters that are of the charities that are involved, the 25 charities, it's all veterans and children's. Those are my two favorite things. Those are really the only thing you're probably going to get me off the couch for is a veteran or a charity event. And so, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, there's so many other groups that we're talking to that want to start getting involved. And, and again, the bigger thing is like, man, reward the people that are taking care of you.
Yep.
And at the same time, you just go get to come and have fun. And then you got some people like there's a young lady, Maggie Peterson from the U.S. Air Force. She always plays. She's on a missionary trip this year. But her first year, when I told her, like, Maggie, this is how you do it. Oh, my God, TK, I don't know if I could do it. She has a foundation called Camp Shield for women's veterans out of Houston. That girl made one phone call. And I was like, don't ask for 10, ask for 25. Start there. She made one phone call. Wells Fargo said yes for 25 out of Houston. They came up in 2023. She brought an oil and gas company with her in 2023. They had such a good time that in 2024, Wells Fargo came back for 25 grand. The oil and gas company came in for 15 grand for it. And these are just direct donations. Wow. So she ain't having to throw no party or nothing. She's just bringing them to us.
One phone call.
So then in 24, she brought another oil and gas company this year, and she wasn't able to make it, but they made it. She had Wells Fargo, one oil and gas company for 15, had another oil and gas company for 15 grand. So she's almost raised $120,000 off this event by being smart enough to go, just come and have fun with me. And the other thing is she gets to use 100% of that money. We don't take any of it. So now she's able to do more stuff with the women's veterans in Houston. And that's
huge.
Like I told her, like, man, take everybody on a trip. Who cares? Just get all your women veterans down there and go on a trip or something. Who cares what you use it for? Just as long as it's helping y'all women veterans, right? That's usually what they do anyway. They don't need any donations to do that.
So well, before we run out of time, because we got to bring in our next guest. Total for the year? You want to announce that the total for this?
Yeah, I think it was $1,084,000 off the top of my head.
$1,084,000, man.
Is what all the charities together, and then we, between Carl's House and Verve Forever Foundation put money in as well. I mean, it was $1,084,000.
$1,084,000 going out to well-needed charities, and everybody.
And
had
that's
such
actually
a great
not
time.
even counting the $200,000 from donors and sponsors and people that came in to even help us have the platform to throw it. Right. That's not even counting the $200,000 that it costs to even do this thing. We don't even include that. So if you really think, and I tell everybody, like, and I'm overly grateful and humble and blessed that you get all the credit. The only credit I really should get is being the person that came up with the idiotic idea to do this craziness, right? Outside of that, really, like, if you donate $20 if you're a celebrity or a veteran or anybody shows up, or your next guest who comes every year and takes pictures for me, who I absolutely love. Her dad played in it this year, and her dad was in the stands last year. And I was like, why are you not playing in this game? Right. You're Marine Corps.
Right.
Well, I didn't want to ask. You're in next year. And even now with your next guest coming up, she's doing so many amazing things. That was like, hey, little sis, you could take pictures, but you're going to be doing it from a roster standpoint, because, she's doing stuff on The Chosen and so many different things. And her music is unbelievable what she's doing. And she's an amazing photographer, amazing filmographer. She came to Billy Bob's and did, I don't know, all the filming to help out with Country Music Network in Country Music Network in Nashville when we were there interviewing Little Texas.
Okay.
So she came and put all that together and helped out. So she's an amazing artistic individual. And she's going to be on the roster next year too. So I don't know if I should put her and her dad on the same team or maybe put them across each other.
No, different teams.
And let them have a battle royal with inside the family.
There you go.
So
because that battle will continue at home.
It's going to be a great time.
There you go.
We appreciate you guys.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you for taking your time to come out here. Celebrity Softball 2026, man. Make sure you are there.
Come get your bling, baby.
Yeah, we're going to be back after this. Stay tuned.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is Glenn with Glenn Larson Law and Biker Wolfpack Law. I got one simple concept today. Don't be a tough guy. Don't try to do it on your own. And also, don't talk to the bad guys. So what do I mean? Don't be a tough guy means go get medical attention right away and tell the doctors everything that's wrong with you. Make sure to do that, because if you don't, it's going to mess up your case. Number two, if you have a problem with your roof, do you hire a roofer? If you have an injury situation and you need help, hire legal professional representation. Our firm is one of those firms, and we stand ready to help. Number three, most importantly, heaven forbid, do not speak to the insurance companies without legal representation. That's it in a nutshell. Thanks for listening.
Hey everyone, my name is Alex Arkangelski, CEO and co-founder of Break Free Technologies, and this is Break Free, a motorcycle helmet accessory that easily mounts to pretty much any motorcycle helmet out there, and it's the simplest way to improve your visibility day or night. Break Free's got a sensor array built into the unit itself, so there's nothing to mount to the motorcycle, there's no wiring, everything is inside the unit. It's got 100 ultra bright LED lights that light you up during the daytime and nighttime. Anytime you slow down, Break Free activates, no matter how. Engine braking, downshifting, regular braking, emergency braking, you slow down, it turns on. Break Free is a small company. We're only 4 co-founders and 1 employee at this point, and we're all passionate motorcycle enthusiasts. We love riding, and we've created this product for our community. We wanted to make sure that motorcycle riders are safe and seen out there on the roads. We saw a huge need for visibility, and that's why we've created this product.
Hey, welcome back to the award-winning 99% Radio Network in the Fishbowl. Man, that was TK with Celebrity Softball Classic. Be sure to check it out for 2026, and you will not be disappointed. I want to welcome Billy Ball with Hemp and Hounds. What's up, Billy?
Y'all?
What's
Hello.
up? We're going to change it up a little bit. We're not going to be talking about hemp so much right now, right?
Right.
We're not going to be talking about hounds right now,
Not
right?
so much.
Pot and poker.
We're going to go for another addiction, pot and poker.
Yep.
We're going to go on another little addiction, and this is going to weigh well with all our biker clubs that cannot do fundraising throughout the winter. You're looking for something to do in the winter. You can't have a bike run, right? You can't get out there and no bike nights, right? But what Billy's got proposed is casino nights, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Tell us a little bit about those.
So,
I love this.
I started working for this casino company last year, and I absolutely
I
love
my
it.
friend right now.
All over the state of Texas, learned how to play roulette, craps, Texas Hold'em, blackjack is my favorite. And, I'm like, it's always for a fundraiser, unless it's just a bunch of drunk people at their house celebrating a birthday, but there's nothing wrong with that. So, what a great way to raise funds for such a worthy cause is to have an actual casino night. And of course, with this guy, I remember a couple years ago being at Studio 80 with actual mobsters, and one of them was like, they were we don't use that word.
We don't know they were there.
They were people, listening to
They
their
just
amazing,
dress nice.
right? Listening to their amazing stories, you're like, oh shit, should I be standing next to this window? I don't, and you're like, should I even be hearing some of this stuff? So anyway, and I know nothing. All I know is we're going to put together a casino night, and it's going to be called
High Rollers.
A Night to Forget About It. All right.
A
night to forget about it.
A night to forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Obviously, it's going to have a theme, and it's going to be a murder mystery theme. And,
Forget about it.
kind of like, let's see, gangsters, people from the 40s who carried pew-pews and like,
yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be a theme like that. And the good thing is we're going to have, my company's going to come in and we're going to do like the actual tables where what happens is, you'll come in, you'll get a voucher for a certain amount of money. You go to the tables, you play. At the end of the night, we'll give you vouchers for like each 500. I'm sure there's going to be fabulous prizes for you to want to put your little tickets in, and there'll be drawings and all that. The great thing is there is the possibility that we're going to have, along with the murder mystery, and that whole shebang right there. If you lose all of your money, we're going to have, I don't know if y'all are familiar with the movie Vegas Vacation. When Clark loses all his money, there's going to be a separate casino area over here with pick a number, which hand,
like Chuck E. Cheese style.
Exactly.
For those that are out there
scissors.
For those who are out there that
Ball.
may be a little slow and can't comprehend craps or blackjack, we have table games for
so
you as
can
well.
play
Correct.
Goldfish and Old Maid.
Correct. I'm going to bring like a little tub with the little duckies you can pull out with
Those
a
are
little
the clown
number.
balls.
Exactly.
Yes.
Boop, boop, boop.
Can I just go straight to the reject room?
You sure can. You sure can.
But what's great about this, and the night that we're doing with the night to forget about it for
no, say
the
it right.
Forget about it.
Thank
The
you.
night to forget about it.
Thank you.
As a club, as a biker club or a foundation or an organization, you can actually put any type of theme you want together to bring people to your fundraiser together, right? To bring to your fundraiser. And that's what Billy's going to host for us for a badge of honor in February. But if you're a bike club, man, this is the perfect way to raise funds.
So
It'll be like a speakeasy.
So basically,
speakeasy.
the breakdown of it is she's providing a service. You want to do a fundraiser. She's a way to do the poker-ish night, however theme you want.
Mm-hmm.
She has the means of doing the tables and everything to get it set up. So you basically give her the theme, the setup, the date. She'll come in with her crew, get it set up for you, figure out the scenario of the percentage for what you pay your company and what gets to the charity that's of that choice.
Right.
So I love that. It's almost like a rent-a-party.
Right, and it's an easy night. You can do 50-50s. You could actually raise money.
I'm thinking I want you for
the
my
day.
New Year's Eve.
It's a great way to raise money.
And since it's a speakeasy, I'm sure we will have some sort of beer and wine, and there might be like,
if it's your speakeasy, I'm totally
flasks, that are, have stuff in them. Who knows? I don't know. It's a speakeasy.
She's Hams and Hounds.
Right. Maybe even one of those back smoke rooms. Who knows?
Exactly.
The bodega?
There will probably be a couple of private rooms with, ways to make money in there.
Bodega.
But it's just going to be fun. You can dress up. we're gonna have like all the
No furry
people-
crap.
no,
No furry crap. No
no.
furries allowed.
But for an
No.
extra charge, it's your theme.
yeah, you do what you want, but for the most
You
part.
do you, pal.
Money talks.
But this company is really great, and what I'm working on now and trying to find is a sponsor to sponsor the casino tables. So that would be a great help if you know anyone.
That having a nice setup for the poker stuff is not cheap.
No,
Right.
well,
One of my
because we
buddies just
bring
does like a regular poker night, and to get it like nice, like what you want it. It's not
because
cheap
we
to
bring
get
the
it
actual
legit.
tables. Like we set up the blackjack tables.
Yeah, you're
which
not
have the
rolling
felt-
out the Dollar
No.
Tree like
Mm-mm.
Right.
vinyl.
No. And the craps setup is pretty spectacular too as well.
Nice.
So we'll bring everything. We'll get
I like
everything set up
this.
and move everything out. But the goal is to have a good time and make a whole
you not
bunch
have
of
time
money
with
for
Billy
these
Ball?
PTS workshops
Yep.
that would help.
Or your club.
Yeah,
Or your club. And like when you talked about sponsors, go to your local dealerships, go to your local leather shops. Maybe they want to put their name on this event and they'll sponsor you
a
the money to
cigar
pay for
shop
that.
would be
Or go to a
amazing.
cigar shop. There's plenty of money to be out there. Billy, because I know we're running out of time and I know you got to go to an event.
She's
How
booked.
can people get in touch with you, or you want them to go right through the 99?
Yeah, they can go through the 99. Y'all can vet them. Make
Email
sure
us.
No, okay. Okay. Or, you can reach out to me on my Facebook, Billy Ball, or give me a ring-a-ding. Give me a ring-a-ding.
Yeah.
817-202-4838 for information about parties, for information about puppies, for information about hemp.
Pot parties and puppies. Get a
Correct.
hold of her.
Yeah, she's
Correct.
she's the 3 Ps.
We can have a puppy party. Who knows?
Puppy,
Who knows?
A puppy
Pop,
party.
puppy, pop.
So real quick,
Puff,
just so I
puppy.
know,
Puppy
hold on.
pot
hold on.
poker
What do you
party.
call those guys now? What do we, like we're talking about,
What do
What?
we call
the
them?
Grim Reaper. You said I can't call them mobsters.
Oh,
can't call them
no, you
gangsters.
can call them mobsters. Yeah, because everybody that was at that
There's
everybody
not
that was
mobsters
at that
anymore,
event
though.
Amazing.
are reformed.
Reform exactly.
They did their time, they paid their dues,
exactly.
and they
Like
were
Louis.
reformed.
No, I'm just kidding.
But it was
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, just their vibe and just y'all's vibe all together. I can see this being a great party with just the whole vibe. And
Yeah.
we got to make sure
Be a lot
John
of fun.
Walsh is there.
Oh, John Walsh was on here before.
He asked about your
Uh,
face.
You can walk
You
around
wanna-
asking people how's your
How's
face?
your face? How's your
face?
and I'm like, did you fall? No.
Hey, and you know what? I'm glad you brought up the whole mobster thing that we did at Studio 80 a couple years ago. I just saw on Gunnar Lindblom's Facebook. He is battling an unknown cancer. So
Unknown
ple-
cancer?
yeah, he's got a port in. I didn't get into it with
Oh.
him. He
You
just
mean,
came out with his third or fourth book. So man, go to Gunnar Lindblom's Facebook page. Support him. Show him your prayers. He is an amazing and genuine guy. And like I said, his books are great, man. His books are great. So support him any way you can.
Absolutely.
So Billy, I know we have to cut some time short, but
Get out of here.
thank
Go.
you so much.
It's 420.
Huh?
It's 420.
It's 420, 420.
We will go to
Perfect for you.
commercial. I'm just kidding.
All right. So want to thank Billy. If you're looking to do an event, looking to do a casino night throughout the winter or book for next summer, check out Billy Ball, or you can contact us here at the 99% Radio Network.
And I will let y'all know, like, it's pretty busy during December, so the prices are a little higher. So doing it off season is a little bit better.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
I mean, our
especially-
cold season technically in Texas is like after February.
correct.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I know some people say riding season's all year round. I don't give a fuck. It's cold. I'm not getting on the fucking bike.
But also, if you're interested in sponsoring any portion of the tables for this night to forget about it, please let John or Pitbull know, or actually Samantha. Just let someone know, and we would love to have that. And
Yep.
of course, y'all would be able to come and participate in the festivities.
Forget about
There you
it.
go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. That was a great shout out. All right. We're going to be back, and we got a special treat for you right after these messages. So stay tuned.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we can throw it and drive. With the radio
Here at 1010 Aussies, we're going to find you your forever pet. We specialize in miniature and toy Australian Shepherds. All our pups are pet and family friendly. They're socialized, basic training, and a health guarantee. Check out our miniature and toy Australian Shepherds at 1010aussies.com or call us at 817-213-6698. Hey, welcome back to the award-winning 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. Man, that was Billy Ball and her casino nights. Think about a fundraiser for all your biker clubs, foundations, organizations. Reach out to us or Billy Ball direct. I want to welcome Brittney Parkin. I always say Parkinson's. I got that. Parkerson.
Not Parkinson. That's a disease.
At least you're pretty.
Yeah, Parkerson.
At least you're pretty.
Hey, forget about it. Forget about it. Brittney, welcome. You know, I've been listening to you, your new hit single, but you have an amazing Fearless, yes.
Oh, yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, so my name is Brittney Parkerson.
Parkerson.
But my artist name is B. Renee. So
okay.
But it's just pronounced B. Renee, but it's my first initial, my middle name.
Okay, that's probably why I couldn't like tag you in a song. I was trying to find a song because you know you like. I was like, it's not.
I know
up.
it's
I'm like, I know she's on here.
I like to be a little discreet.
There you go, and you have to be, and especially the way your music is taken off. You have an amazing, unique sound.
Thank you.
You have a great stage presence. So, but I mean, you are so much more than just a musician. And now I found out through TK you're a photographer.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and an actress.
Yeah.
She's like,
yeah. I dabble in acting, and you know
that's a little newer on the list, but
well, I was actually for him to put an artist on. Usually it's like country or something like that. So your vibe to me hit with me more because I'm like more hip hop and like new age. And I loved also because I deal with a lot of anxiety and depression myself, and the fact that was the words that were behind that were like, oh shit. Like I started posting your stuff. I was like, okay, I'm gonna really start following this shit because that hits to me. A lot of people don't know the faces that you deal with, but they come in your words, and it didn't even have to be a dark song. It wasn't a dark song about it. It was about like being, fuck, I got this. I love that about it.
Janie Baldaris is back on. She's our country host, and she says, "I love your voice."
Thank you. Thank you.
But I think a lot of people deal with a lot of things mentally and they don't share it. And to hear a song that you can just jam out into your car by yourself, I know that sounds weird, but like to have that, and like, I can resonate with that. Not like you're gonna, I don't like to show my shit all the time, but a lot of us deal with stuff. And so when I was reading your like post about your song and how you dealt with it, I was like, I'm getting goosebumps. See, I'm not even fucking lying. Look at this shit. I've got goosebumps.
See, you know what that means? That means that the feeling, she hit that nerve. She hit that feeling. And that's what music is all about. It's getting into somebody's soul and hitting their passion. We
all got to fight.
That's what it's all about.
We all got to fight. We all got a battle that we deal with, and never judge anybody for their bad day.
Oh, I'll judge you.
I'll fucking judge you too, bitch. but in kindness.
I told her don't drop the F-bombs.
Hey, be yourself around me. You can be yourself around me.
No, I get fined. Everything I get paid goes to my F-bomb allowance.
So, where did this all start? Was it from a young age? Did you all of a sudden you said, "Hey, I just want to do music. I want to do acting. I want to do photography," or was it something your parents got you into? Because you are multi-talented.
Thank you.
So let us know where it started.
Yeah, I actually have a vivid memory of me. I was probably about 8 years old, and I was in the car. My mom asked me. I don't even think she asked me anything. I think I just was like, I know what I want to do when I get older. And I just was so into just the idea of making a difference in the world. And I was like, I didn't even have the talent for it, but I just knew that I wanted to be a Christian singer, and I didn't know what that looked like, but I just saw that was the way I could make a difference in the world. It's probably like 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
But I just had this knowing in my heart that that's what I was going to do. So,
it's crazy. You said that you're a Christian artist. I didn't even think of that song being a Christian song.
Really?
Honestly, I just thought it was a good song.
Yeah.
It's like me, like I grew up, my parents raised me Catholic.
Yeah.
Like, and it was more of a forced thing because I was like bad kid, and you're like, you're going to Catholic school, you're going to boarding school, you're doing all these things. So like to me, there was a negative impact on it because it was forced down me. So like I was always like, oh, Christian music and all this. But I find out more lately that I feel the words until I find out later that it is a Christian song. And like I've become finding out, especially even with the certain things that have happened in the news, finding my, I don't know what the word I want to use, not purpose or light, but going with that light more than I used to. And not so much, that didn't work out back when I was a teenager. They were this. Now I'm embracing it more. And the fact that you said this is a Christian song makes me be like, oh, I fucking like it even more. Because I like the positivity now. I think like in my age too, like being 40s, and I think anybody in their age, it's not uncool to be positive and have faith about something.
You
it's
need
not
that.
uncool.
It
is cool.
You actually need that. With so much despair and so much bad and negativity out in the world, sometimes you need those positive vibes to get you through the day.
I think a lot of young people now too are starting to get back to that, like what our parents were too, and finding that purpose and faith and stuff, and having a reason for shit instead of just acting out for no reason. Like everybody's kind of like fed up with it. They're getting fatigue of all this like radical BS. And so having a song and like people to follow that have positive impacts and like you feel good about it, and having that again.
Yes.
It's important.
Did you sing in church?
See?
I did not.
You did?
But just to touch on that really quick, a little bit about my recent past, I guess, there was actually, this song was birthed out of a place that I was going through so much for like the last 2 years. So it was actually pretty recent. But one of the things I was going through was a lot of church hurt. And like, so I relate so much to that. And I think that that's what my heart.
That's the thing.
Yes.
The way you put it, that it is.
But it wasn't like church hurt in the sense of like somebody did me wrong in the church, which there was that too. But it was more so like somebody spoke something over me that really just ruined how I viewed God. And that was my safe place, was God. And that's, and so to have to go through this deconstruction or whatever you want to call it of what do I really believe, and like what is real, and like is God really with me? Just there was a lot of anxiety that was in that too. And so in the song I actually say, with you I am safe, because that was the hugest thing that I had to speak over myself during that time, was like, you are my safety. Like I am safe with you emotionally. And not just like
close your eyes when you said that, because it was almost like you feel you just like, I like that, because
it's real.
It's real. It really is.
Place.
I think a lot of people are so lost, I think, today, and they don't have anybody to look for. Even your closest friends sometimes aren't necessarily your safe spot. I mean, so I think like having that, what you're saying, when you say it with even your eyes closed, it's like, it's like a deep breath out. Like that's my safe space. I have somebody. It doesn't have to be a person. It doesn't have to be somebody I can touch, but there is a safe space I can make. If I let that light in, I have that safe space. Look at me.
Look at you.
This dark witch fucking saying some shit.
Really? Where is all this positivity?
I don't know what's happening.
Chance, what did you put in her drink?
Bridge. Yes.
My fucking got murder on my shirt.
I know.
I love it. I love that.
So fearless. So when you wrote it, because it's between the music, the lyrics, and the way you belt it out. How did you put all that together? I mean, that's art right there.
I think it just flows to you. I don't think you
exactly.
Really, I used to like poetry. I can't
happened.
relate to being a songwriter, but like even just writing poetry, like it just comes to you, like
Similar.
What the feeling is. You write it down, and then you go back and you rhyme it, and it goes back, and you just kind of make it flow.
But everything matched so perfectly, even the music. So did you hear the music in your head and said, see, I'm not talented like that at all. So I don't know. I don't know how.
So you got a face for radio.
I'm like strumming a guitar going, what the hell? I have no idea,
Yeah. Give him a couple shots of tequila, though.
Yeah. I'll sing the shit out of a song.
Yeah, I think that sometimes, like you said, it just flows out of you sometimes. A lot of times with certain songs, I just feel like something's coming. And like I said, with that season that I was in, I just was struggling with so much with severe anxiety and panic attacks and torment and just like feeling like I was on the verge of losing my mind some days. And, because I was just I was coming out of a tough season and I was like, what is going on? Like, am I ever going to be myself again? But I will
never.
Life. Well, the Lord
It's
restored me. The Lord restored me. And actually I have a little prayer closet. It's really cute. I'm really proud of it. But I went into my prayer closet one day and I remember I was just praying to God about just everything I was experiencing, just the anxiety and the panic attacks and all of it. And I just started speaking out loud and lyrics. Actually, I have my lyrics right here actually, because I was like, which words were it again? I said, when the darkness comes for me, I won't fear thing. My God, he will go before me. He's all that I need. And I actually spoke that in a prayer. And I was like, whoa.
Deep. But that's deep.
That's lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how it happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It just flew out of my mouth. And I was like, okay, I have a song. Like
the
Lord. Yeah. Another side note is I do this thing every year where I do like a word of the year.
Oh.
And I'm very intentional with it. And I just kind of like pray about it. And I'm like, okay, God, what word do you want to give me for this year? And I kind of picked one this year, I guess.
For the whole year?
For the whole year. Yeah, just one word. And I felt like
my word. It's not the F word.
I was going to say, I need a new word.
Well, it is an F word in the F.
Pitbull needs a new word, God. It really does.
It's not that F word. But my word was fearless. And I was like, because my heart was, I'm taking this head on. I'm done with anxiety. I'm going to overcome it. And so what I do is throughout the year, I just focus, not even when I forget about the word, I see the Lord working through that word. And it's just so interesting. I have on the back of my door in my room, I have a sign that I paint and it says fearless on it. And then I just post things throughout the year of just scripture, things that the Lord is doing or things that the Lord is healing. And, with that specific word,
it gives you strength. And and we've talked about this many times on the show with mental health and stress and anxiety. Journaling is a huge healing modality when it comes to that. So like you having that word fearless on your bedroom door, right? When you wake up in the morning, if the first thing you see is those words, you will adapt to that all day long and you will be fearless throughout the day. If you wake up negative, you will be negative the whole day and you will be just a burden on everybody else. But if you wake up and you look at that word and you have that passion, man, there's nothing that could stop you.
Yeah.
I think fearless also, like, to me, it means, like she said, facing things that you wouldn't normally face and pushing yourself. This is pushing me. This is out of my norm too. And I'm here on the radio for 2 years.
You've spoken more today than you have spoken in the last year.
She's on a roll.
She's on a roll.
It's the magic ring.
But no, it's funny you say that because you've talked about that. And I was always like, interact more. And you're like, I don't know. I
get nervous.
I get nervous and the anxiety, but you break through that. And that's the fearless.
Yeah.
Being fearless and breaking through.
You jump in head first, feet first, whatever. And either you can do it. I mean, I've had my days. I'm not going to lie. Even the day of I had celebrity softball thing. I'm not going to lie. That was a thing for me. The day of the actual game, my anxiety level got so much and I got so overwhelmed being there. But yet I partied with everybody the night before. I was totally fine in that element. Being in the game and out there, I was like, I was like completely like, I don't know what to do. And I had an anxiety attack. In fact, I got anxiety pills from the bagpiper's wife.
I love that.
It happens.
Were you shy as a young kid or were you pretty outgoing?
She's still a young kid. Look at
her. Yeah, I know.
Guess how old I am.
I'll never guess a woman's
24?
age.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not going to do that.
27.
Wow.
Close.
I still could have birthed you.
I would still wouldn't have guessed 27. So I would have been 22 years old.
That means when I get older, I'll look younger.
That's right. That's what I got.
Yeah.
But
Thanks, Mom.
you definitely got a long road ahead, which is great because you have a lot of time to really build your career. So when we talk about the music, I want to get back into Fearless, and we're going to play Fearless in a little bit. for our audience. But I want to get into, the spiritual aspect. Now you're unchosen, and it's funny.
I know some people on that show.
We had Gilbert on here.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, Gilbert was on here. And one
He's
thing
like my dad.
Jeffrey Gray. And one thing I love about Gilbert is,
Gilbert was my hero at the game.
He does
he got Tio's autograph for me. That was a big thing.
No way.
Gilbert had God speak through him, and he was able to go to Tio.
I was like so nervous, and like TK was like, or Tio was in his own thing. And I was like, Gilbert, get over here. So I'm in the dugout. I'm like, Gilbert, get over here. I'm like, I need, my son's with me. I'm like, get him his autograph. I need the autograph. He's like, he looks at me, goes, okay, I'm gonna get it for you. So he walks over there in front of Tio, and he's like, can I get your autograph for this kid? And the Tio says some things, and he's like, gets the autograph, and he comes back. He's like, it's like, you're awesome.
He didn't tell me about that. I love that.
But you notice, like Gilbert, right? And he works with the men's youth group in the church, right? Then you got Chaz Taylor, a pro wrestler, who gives out these inspirational quotes each and every day.
Hey, beautiful people.
Chiron, who played, preaches every morning on TikTok and on Facebook, and gives you, and Mike Kislak and TK
and Aaron Wild.
And they've all grabbed onto this faith. They've all grabbed onto something, whatever it's God or whatever they feel inside has brought them to a next success level.
I think people are
and able to change people's lives. Huh?
I think people are itching for something like that. I think it's been lost for a little bit. In my experience, I think it was lost for a while.
Yeah.
And I think things got so damn chaotic that people are reaching for something, and they want that positivity, and they want to look at people and, expect that back. I think that's why everybody now, and it's crazy. Like even me, like I've been so dark witch, let's put it, and now I'm like, I'm embracing it a lot more because I do like the hope. I think we need hope again. And I think the positivity with everybody and everybody having the hope in the same thing. Yeah. It doesn't matter what aisle you voted for, whatever the thing about having hope. And if you follow that, then good will follow with you. Right. Is what I'm starting to believe back again, instead of like the shit that I was in delusion with.
But it also
my dad would love this. Hey, Don.
But it also opens you up. It clears your head. It opens you up. And it lets you become more expressive, right? Do you feel that writing now, or
look at my mom? She's over here like, what?
Or even interacting with other people, that because you grabbed onto faith, that it's a little bit more comforting and easier to write and be around people and speak and follow your craft?
That's a good question. I honestly, and I say this in humility, but I don't think I know anything different, because ever since I was little, I would say I officially gave my life to the Lord when I was 18, but even when I was a kid, I've had a very intimate relationship with God.
Were your parents very religious? Did they bring?
They believe in God, but I don't know if it's like the same. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm very passionate about the Lord.
It's a different way they think our parents did it and the way that we do it. I think it's like, to me, it feels maybe more strict. And this is more of like a relationship with one instead of just following.
Well, when I was younger, I went to Roman Catholic Church. So, oh my God. And I didn't even know what the bells, the incense. You never even understood what the priest was saying. It was like, say a couple of Hail Marys, get into that booth, and you're good for the week.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's more of a relationship now than a forced faith.
And my parents weren't like that. They were actually pretty loose. Yeah. So that allowed me to kind of, explore my faith however I wanted to.
Oh, that's cool. That's good.
But no, they believe in the Lord though. But I don't know. I just think that I grew up an only child, so I probably got lonely, and God was what I clung to.
But at 18, listen, you're feeling your wild oats. You're a pretty girl. You're out there. Most would go clubbing and this thing. But to find,
I'm 40 and just found it. You're 18.
but to find the Lord and to find that faith, that's huge. That's really amazing, and that's inspirational to a lot of younger kids, 17, 18-year-olds that are coming up. It's inspirational to them to say there is something else out there besides all these maybe bad choices or bad moves that maybe you're going to regret later on, and you're a pathway for that.
Yes, I think that's a huge part of my heart. Is I'm such a free spirit, as you've probably seen on my post, but But yeah, I'm such, my heart is, I want to show that side of the Lord to other people. Like, you can have fun and like follow Jesus. It doesn't have to be this, like, I always felt like
in
when
by
I
7, Bible
yeah,
study every
or
night.
like, yeah, or
It's
you
not
have to
like
be in
that.
bed by this time, or like all
Yeah.
these rules and
Gotta
restrictions.
cover
But
your
like,
neck and elbows.
that's the most freedom I've ever found is in Christ. And I've found more of myself. I've found more of what I desire. And yeah, there's just so much that comes with
It's
that.
more of a personal thing between you and him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what makes it intimate, and that's what makes it you an individual. It's an individual relationship with God. So you don't have to go to church all the time. You don't have to, you don't have to do all those things. Like the fake ones that go on only on Easter or on Christmas.
There's an artist, and I don't know if I should say her name or not, but there's the ones that are the most judgmental are in the first row. There's one of the verses or whatever. I used to think that, but now it's like you don't have to go to a building to be a part of it.
Right.
And that's how I take it.
Right.
It's like I can do this at my home. I don't have to be a part of something. People think you have to go to church every Sunday. Yeah, it's nice. I'm sure other people have opinions about that. I don't feel like I have to. I feel like it is where my mind is, and it's me talking to him in my head. I don't have to go.
Right.
So it's just having peace within yourself. You don't have to go and be a part of a group.
It's like this could be church. Like,
this is church. In fact, that's what our MC says when they have meetings. It's church on Sundays.
Well, not just a building.
Well, actually, it kind of is right now, because we're inspiring other people. We're preaching the word, right? We're actually maybe not in a great sense.
I don't know if I feel comfortable putting myself in that.
But we're preaching the kind of word, inspirational. And
it's real, it's broad.
It's real, it's broad, and it's whichever way you want to perceive it and take it.
Of what I grew up. I mean, granted, I am 20 years older than you. So it's like what I grew up was like always like church, this structure, you have to be a certain way.
Yes.
But now it's like you don't have, like I said, you don't have to have this structure thing. It can be how you want it to be, as long as you follow something you believe in and be positive and show light to other people and be positive to other people. Lift everybody up, straighten their crowns. Don't be an ass. Don't be a dick. And
you
be
wrote
kind.
that today on your Facebook.
Did.
You wrote that on your face.
Did I?
Yeah, on your Facebook. Yeah, you said straighten each other's crowns, and that's huge. That's
Don't
a big thing,
down.
man. Don't knock anybody down. So then,
so just like, shut up.
No. I just want to move on. I want to move on to, you could have gone anywhere on any acting career, but you know what? You went on to Chosen, which is a
great
show.
You've seen it?
I've started.
Yes.
I'm starting it.
Okay, it's kind of slow at first, but it gets
getting
way better.
Yes.
Yes.
So
and I need a headshot autograph to put on my wall of fame next to all the other ones
yes.
Chosen.
Did Gilbert give you one?
I have one from Gilbert and from Jeffrey Gray.
Jeffrey Gray.
Cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
my little corner of
what
wall
did you
of fame
want
in my office.
What did you do on a Chosen?
So I wanna emphasize I actually wasn't like a main actor.
No, but
none of them were.
Background is just as good.
You see my little head walking in the back.
But you'll recognize it now.
I get it too. Listen, I was on Law and Order. I was on SUV. I was on all those.
You need his autograph too.
Yeah.
I was in the background of America's Funniest Home Videos once.
Oh. I played a cop on a couple of those shows, but you're not credited. You're not credited. But without background, you have no show. So background is very important.
That's true.
And actually, background is probably one of the hardest things, because you have to mime everything and make things look real that you're really not doing.
That's how I got on the show. I was a guest, and I'm in the back and went.
Y'all want to know a secret? So they teach us this thing called pantomiming.
Yep.
You know about that?
Yeah.
So actually, in the background, if you look closely, everybody's saying numbers probably. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Shut up!
Yeah.
All of you.
So
you think we're actually talking, but
they're just counting each other.
Exactly.
17.
Yep. That's exactly
But what's
it.
cool about the Chosen? Did they dress you up? Did you give you
Oh
a costume?
yes, let
The
me
costumes
tell you.
are really.
It is brutal because we are doing that in straight
right
in the middle of the summer, Texas heat.
Oh.
And those clothes are thick.
You got to make it realistic.
The layers,
Well, you don't have to wear the
layers.
Well, they didn't have to waste the makeup
That's
on
even
sweat.
worse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. And I think being a part of something that's making such an impact in the world as it is just a huge honor.
Yeah, and what season
it's
are they
so
in
worth
now?
it.
They are in like their.
So we just finished season 6. So I was in background for 3 years, and then after that, this past year actually I started working for them as crew. So
Nice.
Yes.
Doing photography.
Huge God thing. Not photography, but I was a
definitely.
production assistant. So
nice.
yeah.
PA.
That's where my heart is.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. She's a PA, right? Production assistant. The most hated person on the set. Because, nope, you go sit over there. You go back to craft.
Nah, they loved me.
You got to respond to me.
Yeah, they are kind of at the lowest of the.
But you got the power. You got the power of, because everybody goes up to the production assistant. Hey, check me out. Can you put me on here? You can, right? They're all coming up to you.
Yeah,
that's a great,
Look
great,
at these showboats over here. I have no fucking clue what they're talking about.
Yeah, no, honestly, that's where my heart is. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not that much of an actor, but my heart is for like behind the scenes kind of stuff, like production work, photography, videography.
See, that was me. I'm a graphic designer, and I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I get that.
So the photography.
She's like, yes, you do.
So you do.
You got to start somewhere.
You're back in the photography. Let's go into photography. I know TK mentioned a couple of things that you took pictures of. He was saying that.
Yeah, I took some photos of celebrity softball last year.
But what do you? Is there a specific like nature? Is there something that you, or is anything?
Her nature pictures from your last little trip were amazing.
Oh yeah.
In Colorado.
I travel a lot. So yeah, I just kind of get some shots there. That's more for sentiment, but
okay.
But yeah, I think the direction I'm wanting to go in, because I feel called to all these things, but man, it's expensive because I also do dance.
Oh jeez. All right, now we gotta get on to the dance thing.
We should have a little dance break after this or something.
Dance off. Do it.
Hey, bring me back on. We should totally do that. that would be
yeah.
Fun.
All right, so
but yeah, I do
actor, musician,
I do
photographer,
hip-hop.
Dance.
But all of that stuff.
Brakes? She needs brakes on her car. Can you fix her truck?
No, but my friend out there, if you pull him in here, it's a guy actually, but
I already did.
No, bring him in.
he's hiding. He's shy.
He said no.
No?
He's watching.
Yeah.
So, and dance. What? Tell us about dance.
I'm picturing Dancing with the Stars in the future.
We'll see about that. I do hip hop, but that's actually something for a while I kind of put on hold because my big thing is I'm not willing to compromise any part of my morals, because you might see dancers these days like, man, this is like so edgy, sensual. Yeah. And for me, I'm like, I feel called to like, go one way, and I just don't feel like that's on my heart to compromise.
Because hip hop can be like very it's an artwork. I mean, to really get hip hop, but then sometimes they get a little bit like we're not trying to dry hump on camera,
twerking.
I can't twerk. I'm not
even
just because I'm white. I just don't bend that way. It does not work.
Yeah, so I put that on hold for a while and just kind of, I think that's still something on my heart that I'm like, I know I feel called to this. God even gave me a vision about it, but I don't really know what to do with it specifically. And so anyways, recently I just really like prayed about it. I cried about it. I was like, Lord, you've called me to this, but like, I don't know what to do with it. But recently he's connected me with somebody who's actually a Dallas Mavs dancer, and she's been training me. But she's a believer. And so we just, and then she's connected me with a whole bunch of other dancers. So I'm actually about to do a music video probably. I'm trying to raise some money for it, but it gets expensive. But I'll probably do a music video for Fearless and then have all these dancers that I've been connected with. We'll do a dance scene in it. But
so you don't have the video for Fearless yet, right?
No, I gotta raise the money for it.
You gotta raise the money for Fearless.
Yes.
Okay. And where would you want to? Where are you looking to shoot it in Dallas?
I don't know. Locations? I want to do something. It's gonna take an investment for sure because I'm wanting to have special effects. I'm wanting something pretty good quality. So I want it like a night scene and like kind of a action figure like. like fire,
brimstone,
smoke, like all of it.
Bikers, flames.
I want to go all out. Destruction.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So if you want to come beat up some,
Yes.
John,
Sign me up.
John LaRocchia said I would like to dance.
reborn.
I would like to dance in it. John LaRocchia with laughter. He's with Laughter Saves Lives out of New York City.
Okay.
He has a show called I can wear
His
my
best
left
dance move or a kick and point. I don't know if you want to.
He's a well-known comic. He's a well-known comic. He's a retired city firefighter, and he has a show called Laughter Saves Lives Live.
Mhm.
I like that. That's a good.
Yeah. So, yeah, John, I don't know if we'd want to really see your dance moves.
I kind of want to.
I've seen you walk on the beach. I've seen you stumble on the beach. And just because you can play pickleball doesn't mean you can dance. But you know what, John, I got your next guest. I got your next guest for your show. If you need a guest for your show next week, John LaRocchia, Laughter Saves Lives is usually on right after us on Wednesday nights, 8:00 Eastern Standard Time.
Nice.
So maybe I'll get you on John's show and we could share you with the New York-based East Coast.
Okay.
I need
yeah.
There's gonna be a fee. I claimed her first.
John, stay on because I'm gonna play her song. John, we're gonna take we'll just wrap right into her song right now, and then we'll come back. We'll talk to you a little bit more. But John, stay on because you're gonna love to hear this song. John can be the bouncer. Oh, you're booked. You're booked on John LaRocchia's show. You're booked already. Look at that.
Thanks.
Booked it. All right. We're gonna play Fearless. So sit back, relax, man, and enjoy this powerful, powerful song.
On edge, I feel anxious. Thoughts running on, and I'm restless in my mind. My mind, yeah, goes so deep, sticking over me. I've had enough, I'm about to break free, and I won't let it defeat me. When the darkness comes for me, I won't fear a thing. My God, He will go before me. He's all that I
Hey, welcome back to the 99, man. That was Fearless. Brittney, that was an amazing song. Listen, give her props in the comments on that song.
Thank you.
While we were listening to the song and we were a little off air, you co-produced some of that music.
Yes.
So tell us about, because the music is amazing. So tell us about how hard it is to co-produce. How do you put all that together?
So when I say co-produce, it's mainly like I'm not the one like doing all the
Tell
technological
them what
stuff.
you like and don't like.
But I was in, but my producer, which he's an amazing guy. If anyone needs a producer, I know one.
I got a guy.
Yeah, I got a guy. But yeah, I told him, I was like, I think my heart is like, because people say like you're a good singer and like that means a lot to me, but I think more than that, it's like my heart is for the production side of things. Like that's what I love doing is to
you
produce.
like the creating.
Because you can have the words to the song. You can have words to it, but it's all about how you project it, how you make the tone with it, how you make the video with
that's
it.
where
There's
my
a
heart
lot
is
to
to
it.
make the music.
'Cause you
It's
can
not
have
so
a-
much the performing, the singing, but I love to make it.
Exactly, because you can have a
So-
great message, but if you don't put it out there right, it's a flop. So you got to put
Yes.
everything in the heart with it, and I think you got the heart with it for sure. Because this all means something to you, and it shows.
Yeah.
Because of the passion, the writing, all of it, you can feel that in the music. You definitely can, and it's one of those songs I feel like I could be in the car with the windows down, and Jade's like, "Yeah,
I do that. And
say
it's my
something right in
song.
front of me."
Yeah. And I'm like, if no one likes this song, I like this song. I'll jam out to it.
Yes. I know a lot of my girlfriends.
Krista Abernathy. Krista is out there. She's already saying Fearless. She's giving you a hands up.
Yeah.
Kristen is very, very faith-based as well.
Yes.
She
Love
follows. She follows the Lord. She follows, and it really guides her as well. So you have a lot of faithful people here that probably be faithful listeners.
John C. I'm going to butcher this last name. John C. LaRocchia?
LaRocchia. It's John LaRocchia.
Ah, LaRocchia. See, you say it like that, LaRocchia. He said, love it. He loved the song.
Thank you.
LaRocchia.
Yes. But to answer your question as far as like the production side of things, I just kind of, we're in it together, and it's honestly like a step-by-step thing of like, let's try this. And like, I think I want to add in some horns or like some, different things like that, or, just kind of messing with the bass.
See, that
or
would
like
be fun. I used to actually do turntables back in the day.
Oh.
I did. I did. And but you have like the music and you blended it. It was just me in my basement. It wasn't like I was at the club, like or anything. But like having the music and you get the tones and you listen to the beats and how you can blend them to something else and make something your own. It's like
how it flows together.
Yeah, and that I can imagine that's how it is. Like put a little horns in.
Yeah. And my favorite part of the
what
song.
song that's from.
My favorite part of the song was actually at the end. I don't know if you could hear the high notes where I go up and up and up. That was actually my idea. And I was like, I think I hear this. And like, I kind of want to just do some whistle notes and just to emphasize like the power of it.
Like you hear it in your head. You're hearing it in your head.
Yeah.
Like, nobody else hears it, but you're able to tell, like, I wanted this, I wanted that. And then you get to hear it out. Like that, to me, like if I had a superpower, it would be singing because I can't. Oh, but to like be able to wail it out and like people fucking love it. Like legit, that it seems like a superpower to me.
But
to be able to stop people and go, listen, and then do your thing.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And that's a huge part of it too. Is like my thing. I think the Lord's made me a little bit stubborn because my thing is like I don't want to fall into trends. I'd rather go the opposite way. And so I think that He's kind of made me like that because there's been so many times in this journey so far, which I've just started, but in this journey where I suggest an idea, I'm like I really feel strongly about this, and the producer's like, not this producer, but just other people in the past have been like, it's
not their journey, it's yours.
Yeah. And so I think with this song, I'm like, I'm fighting for this. Like there's so many things that I hear that I want to take a risk on. And so that's why
don't let anybody change your passion. Don't let anybody change that.
You got to be a trailblazer sometimes,
you know what's funny is the new Bruce Springsteen movie's coming out. Right. And the guy from Shameless, who's playing Bruce Springsteen, I saw some of the trailer, and in that trailer, he fought with so many producers and so many different music production companies, and he was like, no, I want it this way, I want it this way, I want it this way. You're going to do it my way. And and it worked. Same with Queen. Queen almost got shot out from England for putting together a 12-minute song, but they felt that passion. They said, "You're going to do it our way. Don't ever let a producer who's sitting behind a desk change the way you want to roll."
I think even like right now, today, like we're so tired of the trend.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like all the songs are
be different.
Like I grew up with Snoop Dogg and Wu-Tang and 3-6 and stuff, like original rap. So then became all the auto tunes and BS, and I'm tired of it. And in parallel to what you're saying, like what you do is like people are tired of like the gimmicky songs and there's no meaning anymore to songs.
Right.
I think people want some meaning behind songs.
Well, just like you said, you heard the first couple of lyrics of the song and it had meaning to you right away. Right? It wasn't about, I lost my trailer or
honestly, it was reading her posts first.
Or a boyfriend breakup. It's not like a boyfriend breakup or my heart was broken. It's your faith and power.
Or pussy with the million about the club.
Oh yes, what is this doing for the world? Yeah.
Chances behind the board going, oh my God.
But you saying shit and they ain't. Bees in the church, but bees in the church. Maybe.
I'm waiting for the lightning to come down.
I am too, a little bit. I'm a little nervous. When you're mixing Cardi B and gospel, that's not going to be good. Anyway, I regress.
Chris is like, get it, Pitt.
Hey, that was a good performance.
Yeah.
That was decent.
Well,
that's why they hire me.
Yeah. But you do have it all. You have the creativity. You got the stage presence. You got the drive, the passion for success. You have the big man on your side, which is the most powerful thing in the world. Is you have a good relationship with God, and that's gonna guide you in the right direction. And now you got the 99, so we're gonna play your songs. We're gonna get you out there. We're gonna help you do what we can to give you even a louder voice.
Yeah.
And how can people follow you? How can people get in touch with you if they want advice? Or
are you going to play anywhere live?
So I think my goal is to, because this is my third song, but I think my goal is to just kind of what's the word? Just kind of lock in and just release, and then I'll start thinking about like
I get what you're saying.
Because I feel like I need, because I don't want to perform and then not have music that people can go follow afterwards.
I get what you're saying. You want them to have more to go
build up
on.
The base. Build up the base.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to have songs that are already out, so that way when I perform them, people can go straight to them.
How long did it take you to write this song?
This song, well, a lot of it, because in the studio, there's two of us working together now, so it's kind of, I have to work with his schedule too. But I probably wrote it in maybe summer. But it probably would have been done quicker if we were able to meet every day. But
no, but like
as far as like writing the lyrics.
Yeah, writing the lyrics. Like, was it?
It didn't take that long. Honestly,
it take like a day, a half a day.
Once you're on it, you're focused.
It took about like maybe 10 minutes.
I wrote it on my way here.
Yeah, sometimes the Lord would just, I don't know. I think sometimes, and what I've learned in my journey with God is like, he's taught me that he can do so much more in a day than I can do in my striving. And I've seen him do that with my artistry. It's like, I don't have to, yes, we need to work hard. Right. I'm not, speaking against that, but at the same time, it's like, we don't have to strive. Like we can just abide in the Lord. It says, when you abide in God, like, fruit will come. Like, and so I've just kind of stuck by that. Is like, all I need to do is like, if I focus on him, everything else will fall into place. That's how I got connected with the Chosen. Like, there you go. I didn't have to strive for that.
And then with us.
And then you guys.
God put you on a 99. He's our booking guy.
Jesus is my homeboy.
I love that.
You need a shirt. Jesus is my homeboy.
You're out there.
Yeah, but even, it's like, even with music, I see it that way too. It's like, I don't have to, everybody would tell you like, do this to be successful. And it's like,
there's no remedy to be successful.
It's like, what if I just lock in with him? He gives me a song, and then like, you know, he does what he wants with it. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it doesn't have to be that hard. He just kind of gave it to me, and then
Well, you make it look very easy. Yeah, you definitely make it look easy.
Yeah.
For me,
thank
I'd be
you.
like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, pretending. Play chopsticks. Hey, I got a pretty
I can
ring.
play the piano. I know.
We got a pretty ring.
Yes.
Well, Brittney, I want to thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having
But we
me.
call her what? You go by what online? It's not your
B.
name.
Renee.
B. Renee
B.
is how you
Renee.
find her songs. B.
B.
Renee.
All right, so B. Renee. Now, do we have permission to play this song?
Well, I've already taken
You know,
permission.
No, we're gonna play it. We'll
Yes,
probably play
please.
it. We'll play it every week. You know,
Slicer's
just like we
like,
do with
"Shut
Janie Balderas. We'll play her
Yeah.
songs. We'll play your songs.
Yeah.
We'll get them out there. We'll get we'll let all our listeners hear it, and we'll give you 100% credit.
Thank
We'll
you.
just take a
Yeah,
little
we'll take
nominal fee.
2%.
2%.
1. Full 2. 1, 2.
Yeah, 1, 2.
I think that's fair.
That's a
Yes.
B. So how?
I know.
So how else can people follow you? B. Renee.
Instagram, Facebook,
yeah.
YouTube.
Which,
You got
what are your
all the
platforms?
things.
So I don't have a TikTok yet. I should probably
The
make one. The TikTok.
The TikTok.
My Instagram is Britt Parkerson. So BRITT Park PARKERSON.
Not in, or you're
I'll
gonna end up
share
putting
Not
on-
Parkinson.
Not Parkinson, or you're gonna end up someplace way else.
I will
So
share
you
it
won't
on my
remember.
page.
And then my Facebook is just Brittney Parkerson. So BRITTNEY.
Yes,
That's how
I
you spell
tagged
my
her in a
name.
couple of my posts. You can follow her on there. I've tagged her.
Thank
so I
you.
will also tag her in a couple of my
Yes.
Instagrams. I don't have a lot of
And your
followers either.
TikToks?
And my TikTok.
And then my artist name is spelled B.RENEE.
All right,
I like it.
I like it too.
The artist known as.
You always have to be an artist known as, right? Didn't Prince do that?
He was the only one that did that.
Oh, all right. He was formerly known.
I'm a symbol.
Well, yeah, okay.
I like that, though.
Snoop Dogg did that. Didn't he change? his
Don't you
name?
talk about my Snoop Dogg.
I won't. I won't.
He just had a birthday yesterday.
Did you send him a
Happy
present?
I would. I would.
Snoop, did you get that present she
I love
sent
you.
you?
I love me some
Don't
Snoop
open
Dogg.
it. It's a little ticky to talk.
Dude, Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart are my holiday creatures, man. I feed off of them. I love them. Don't you talk about Snoop Dogg and Martha.
No.
I actually have Snoop on the Snoop on a stoop.
Do you know
you?
his? Do you
Yes,
know
I
his
do.
song? What's that song? Drop it like it's hot. You know how to do the little.
Brittany's like, going, all right.
Okay. No, I like it.
All right, we got Lori
I was
on.
not
Is Lori
professionally
on?
trained.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break.
Thank you.
Brittney, I want to thank you so much for coming here and taking the time and being part of this. You are welcome back into the studio anytime. Let us know. Keep us updated, and we want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thanks for
All
having
right.
me on.
Thank you. All right, we're going to come back with Lori Montoya with Bike It Down right after these messages.
I was in an accident 12 months ago to the day. I was driving on southbound Santa Fe, and somebody did a suicide left in front of me, and I T-boned him at 45 miles an hour. From that point forward, I don't remember anything for the next 18 days because I was in a coma.
She broke 9 bones, lacerated my spleen, put me in the hospital for 21 days. I remember none of it.
Biker Down was founded in 2011 after riding several rides over the summer and seeing, tragically, my friends get injured. And I felt that there was a need missing in Denver and in Colorado for an organization that helped the biker community. As you may know, the bikers are one of the most charitable entities out there, and what we do is provide them a variety of services such as medical equipment, financial assistance if necessary, and a plethora of resources to help them stay afloat during the hardest time in their life, which is their recovery. My biggest hope is that I'll never get another phone call, that a biker's gone down. But, that's not realistic. So I think my true realistic dream is that we can help as many as we can help, because it is life-changing for them. Certainly donating and volunteering your time. And even if you can't do that, attend our events. Attend our event and get a $20 t-shirt for your $20. Those kind of things make a big difference in a small nonprofit like ours.
Hey, welcome back to the night. Got you stumped there, right? Welcome back to the 99% Radio Network, man. Woo!
Where's your old face?
Want to welcome to the show
Fishbowl Network Studios. The place
Lori
we're in.
Montoya with Bike It Down. What's going on, Lori? Where is Lori?
Lori's back home in Colorado. I want to talk about scheduling.
No, let's not. Because we don't know what we're doing with that.
I'm always talking about injured riders. That was a fun segment. I want to be into it. That's a hard act to follow.
She is so adorable, man.
Yeah,
she was
she
such a cute guest.
I consider it in me pocket.
Yeah.
In me pocket.
In me pocket.
She is really wonderful. She's up and coming. She's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, she does.
I have to say, I have real quick. I did not know it was a Christian-based song because it was so cool and it was such a mainstream song. I didn't know, and I love the fact that it is.
Yeah,
I mean, I sing a mean karaoke, but that was good.
I think I do in my shower, but it's
what happened to our background? Our background changed.
Well, let's not do that. Let's switch that back.
Let's switch it back to the back. Lori's getting washed out on that.
Lori, yeah, Lori needs a tan for that white background.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going on a cruise soon, so I'll come back.
Let's talk about that. Not
Lori. Before we start, I just want to send our thoughts and prayers to your dad.
Yes.
I know you had a very, very hard week.
Yeah.
So
I feel you, baby.
We're praying for you, baby.
Well, I really do appreciate that. It kind of inspired what I want to talk about this week. For listeners that might not know, my father is in the VA hospital in Columbia, Missouri. And he called 911 and asked for them to come get him. And he was literally 75 to 80 pounds of weight he'd lost. And looked like he had just gotten out of some sort of starvation type of thing. And so he'll never go home. And they're going to get him well enough and strong enough that he will get moved into a VA facility. And, what I just really, as I spent those few days with him, just really sat there. And, I've always said that I want to question God on Alzheimer's. Of all things for someone to get. But when you have someone who has served under John F. Kennedy, who served on the helicopters and protected Jackie Onassis and the kids and fought in Vietnam and gave his life and got Agent Orange and got all the things that come with that, to see life, I hate to say hand one a bill, but to see someone that will never get out of bed on their own. I just wonder what the purpose of it is. And just really quickly, I met a lady as I was heading back at the airport, and I was talking to her about Alzheimer's and just everything that I said. And she said, for those who don't understand Alzheimer's, we come into this world as a baby. We don't know anything. We don't understand anything and everything else. And she goes, I have found peace in thinking that Alzheimer's is a way that loved ones don't remember anything, don't know anything, and they peacefully, exit this world. And it's just kind of an interesting perspective. But
it is. I mean, we don't really know, and it is it is definitely a peaceful perspective. I mean, it's whatever.
Bill Cosby used to say that. Don't worry about Alzheimer's. When I get it, I won't know it.
That's true. That's true. I mean, usually with any disease, it impacts the people around them more than it does the person.
Yeah, and what was also really sad is that when I saw him the first day, I literally was a basket case. And it's amazing to me how by the next day I walked in and goes, "Oh, he looks pretty good today." I mean, how immediately you get more acclimated to the situation. So it is sad, but he friended me on Facebook today, so he can still do this on his phone.
Okay.
And, so I was excited about that. And, we'll take it one day at a time, and we'll just surround him with love. And I want to really thank everyone, including the 99, for all your prayers and all the gratitude and acknowledgement of God on social media. It was really quite warming to sit in those moments and just, go, "Oh my God, 75 people have commented." And it was really, really meant a lot, because I think sometimes we're out here and we're wondering if we're really, I have said that to you before. Are we really making a difference? Are we really resonating out in the world? And you find out really quickly just how many people love you and care about what we all do. And so I thank you all so very much. Much love. And for that. Okay. So from that, I've talked about insurance. I've talked about what to do in the event of an accident and everything else. And I did 6 help requests on Monday.
Wow. During all this.
Yeah. And
bring up yeah.
And what I just consistently find is that people are not prepared. Their families are not prepared. And what do you as a rider do when your accident is so bad that you can't think or make decisions on your own? We've seen too many families left scrambling because they don't know where documents are, and they don't know what the wishes of the motorcycle rider are and things like that. So what I really want to talk to you guys about is what to do in being prepared for if in the event you're incapacitated. And one of the number one things that I would ask everybody to do, and you can do it online, you don't need necessarily a lawyer, but get a living will. A living will means, what do you want to have someone do in the event that you're on life support? What do you want to be resuscitated? As an example, my father, if in the event he becomes that incapacitated, he does not want them to give him anything that will revive him or anything like that. Are you an organ donor? They're certainly not easy conversations that you want to have with your family, but making, just telling your family what you want is completely different than laying it out in that kind of scenario. One of the other things that's super important is having a power of attorney. Having not only a medical power of attorney that somebody can make medical decisions for you. Now, normally that would be a spouse if you're married. But if in the event you're not married, or if you have a longtime partner, all of a sudden a relative comes in and they want to make the medical decisions for you. Maybe they're estranged and they want to suddenly make decisions for you and leave out that longtime partner or person that you need to designate who can make those kind of decisions for you. Also a financial power of attorney, and there are times that you can do both of them and have them do some sort of limited financial, meaning, can they go hire a motorcycle attorney for you? Can they negotiate with your credit card companies, and maybe you have a mortgage and things like that? There are decisions, insurance companies. Certainly you don't want someone to have the ability to wipe out your 401k or something like that, but you do want someone, because if I give a lot of financial strategy to people, and so I'm constantly telling them, call them, to a family member or something, call your mortgage company, call your car payment, let's reorganize this debt or things like that. And most of those people will not speak with you if you don't have some sort of power of attorney to act on the behalf of that person. So the simple truth is that getting that kind of power of attorney will really help make sure that things are executed the way you want them, how you want them, and will help keep you afloat. If not, sometimes if someone's in a coma, induced coma, and decisions have to make, that will not having that power of attorney will force someone to have to go to a court and get temporary guardianship of you. So it really, really is incredibly important that you get it. The other thing, and I've talked about this multiple times, and this is something that my dad and them don't have, is having what I call a rider safety folder, which is your emergency roadmap to what your family can do, and having your living will in there, having a power of attorney, having a copy of your driver's license, birth certificate, passport if you need it, your social security card, your marriage certificate, or your divorce paperwork. Sometimes people will try to do strange things, and having those things in line, at least 2 or 3 months of bank statements. I know that people can get them online, but you may not have the passwords to log on. But knowing those bank statements will show you what's being auto paid out of one's account, and it will help you have a much better idea of what kind of financial status that they're in. Passwords instructions, meaning, just a simple sheet that says, shell card, login, password, mortgage company. Having those kind of things will help someone make those kind of, you don't want them in that really traumatic time to be trying to crack the code and stuff. Accidental or supplemental policies, certainly a list of any and all medications, allergies, what your doctor's name is. Sometimes you get taken to a hospital, you're on a road trip, you're in another state, and having that folder that has the name of your doctor and what your insurance is and things like that can really, really be very, very helpful. Having somebody that can really guide you through it with that power of attorney, but has the information that they don't have to try to, recreate the wheel. Also, if your bike's in tow and the police have released it, the tow company is going to want to have a copy of your registration and your insurance and proof that you have the authority by which to take the bike. So these are really, really super, super important. Last but not least, and I didn't know if Glenn was going to be on when I was on, is really kind of diving into getting a true motorcycle attorney. I just went through this the other day where somebody said to me, well, he's, he hasn't woken up, but his friend's dad is a lawyer. And so, we're going to have him come to the hospital and handle everything. And just like Glenn says, and like many lawyers say, is you don't hire a plumber to do the work of an electrician. And no matter how many billboard lawyers you see out there, in the event of an accident, in that folder would really be a wise-eye choice to have a true motorcycle attorney already in that folder. So that also tells your family who you want to have called to represent you, but also that fact that you've already researched it. And there are a huge difference between a billboard lawyer that does accidents in cars and a motorcycle attorney that does motorcycle accidents and understands the catastrophicness of the injuries. The laws and insurance issues are much more unique than in a vehicular accident. Bias against motorcycle riders is really prevalent and very common. In fact, in this past case that I did, they didn't think he was going to make it, and they absolutely cited him and said that he had crossed over a yellow line, when in fact it was the car that crossed over the yellow line. So, just super important that you do that. And again, freedom means being prepared. And, freedom of the road is why we ride. It's our church. But just, like right back there is a little file cabinet that has all of my in case of emergency. Over here is a file cabinet that has the titles and all the paperwork and registrations to all of our vehicles and cars and bikes and things like that. So just being prepared is super, super important. And it really kind of rang true to me this week as my brothers and myself get prepared to put my dad's house up for sale, do estate planning, pack his things. And, there's going to be some times where, the accident is a fatality and a lot of decisions are going to have to be made. So having those kind of documents in place really does take the stress off your family. So all I can tell you is ride safe. And please always know that if you know of somebody that's gone down or you need help, always contact Biker Down and we'll do all that we can to help you.
Lori, you bring up this was an amazing segment because back when I was a medic, we had this thing called the Vial of Life. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I saw it on the movie The Death Becomes Her. Is that the Vial of Life?
Well, what it is, we used to go to a lot. She
has a big hole in her stomach.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The lady.
I know.
Life.
Well, it doesn't provide life.
I
But
was waiting for somebody to check.
It's called the
I
Vial.
got you, girl.
And it just looks like a big medicine container. Just looks like a prescription container, and inside that container is a couple of pieces of paper with documentation, like a checklist of all medication, doctors, and a whole bit.
Oh, yeah.
So, like as a medic, if we responded to, say, an elderly who lived home alone,
what are their medications?
That Vial of Life would be in the freezer. They put that Vial of Life in the freezer. This way, all the medics and rescue personnel, if they're alone, they go right to the freezer.
That is not known.
There's a little sticker on the refrigerator that says Vial of Life. You open up the refrigerator, there it is, and it's got all the.
Okay, so my question is why is it in the freezer?
Because everybody has a freezer.
Okay.
Once you put it, or the refrigerator, you put it on the shelf in the refrigerator. You put the little sticker on there, because everybody has a refrigerator. It's not like, well, it's in the cabinet. Everything gets moved.
I thought it was because you didn't want anyone to know where it was, but yet you put a sign outside the freezer, Vial of Life. So every thief on the planet here now knows if you break into an old person's house, go to the freezer.
It's just because everybody has a refrigerator or a freezer, and you put the little sticker of Vial of Life on your refrigerator on the front, and rescue person.
No, I did. But we also haven't, and I know you can't see it. There it is. I've always given these out like candy to people, and these are our in case of an emergency cards that have, everybody's, who do you want to have contacted, your medical conditions, and that's super important. But once you have that accident, once you can't speak, and payments need to be made and lawyers need to be contacted. Say you're in, like I live in Colorado. Say I went down in Kansas. I've got a doctor that knows nothing about me. So now I have family members. My daughter lives in Florida. Say she jets on a plane because I've been life flighted or wherever to somewhere here in Colorado because I have Emergency Assistance Plus. And now all of a sudden my daughter doesn't know what to do. And now she knows she can go to that file cabinet and that file cabinet, and all of the in case of emergency information is there if Chomper wasn't available, which we hope he would be. So, but I'm just saying, I think that's great, and I did not know about that.
Like you don't think about like the time, like all the things that you need to have in line. If that does ever happen to be an accident that you're not around anymore, like Facebook passwords, email accounts, things that
you let everybody know. I mean, that's something that and your computer is password protected. I mean, my code's pretty easy, but
my computer only opens up if my eyeball's in front of it.
We got your life.
You got to take my eyeball out.
Take your life out of you, bring it home and put it by the computer.
You gotta go on Fremont Street in Vegas to the guy that does the little, put your face on the little piece of rice.
Oh yeah, I saw that
And
guy.
just have him do your eyeball so that we can go.
I'm gonna tattoo my eye on my kid.
There you go.
There you go.
My kid only
Right
has
here.
access.
Give him that third eye.
But again, that's a really good example of, having that kind of password protection, but also having a backup, a back way in. I mean, like, to be quite honest with you, I have a external hard drive here that I back up.
Sorry, I had to.
One, in case my computer were to shut down, but that everything I have is on this external hard drive and stuff. And so, there's just a lot of things, and it's so easy to do. And that's kind of the thing, is having your affairs in order is so easy to do. You can sit there and go right online and do a living will or a power of attorney, go right to your bank. Every bank has a notary.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So a lot of people, I mean, that's a lot of things that you don't think about in certain ages and certain times. When do you think people really need, I know the answer. I think I know the answer, but just for it's out there, when do you think people really need to really put down what happens? I mean, I think it's, for one, if you have a motorcycle, I think it should be the day you buy a bike.
Do it today.
I think if you have kids, it should be the day you have kids. I mean, to me, but I have to admit, it's something I feel like I'm young and I got all this time but
you don't know.
But I don't have anything legal in a legal
But
document.
Let me ask you a question, and let's use you as an example. Are you, and forgive me for asking, are you married?
Yes.
Okay. So
just recently, I just snagged him down.
But let's pretend that you weren't, but you'd been together for a long time. Okay, let's just pretend. We'll use a scenario. And how old's your son?
10.
Okay. If you were incapacitated and he, who had been a longtime partner of you, and your mom, and I love your mom, but she's older. Now she gets on a plane. Okay. Now she gets on a plane and now you're incapacitated. You got a 10-year-old son that can't make a decision. Now you have him and her maybe disagreeing about decisions that need to be made.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Lori, I hate to cut you off, but I got to bring Mongo along because we're running out of time.
We'll talk about this.
We will talk about it.
Well, we'll bring it back up and come up with some more scenarios because that's some really good point. But yes, you should do it now. Anyway, God bless. Ride safe, everybody.
God bless.
Sorry I went long.
No, you're good. You're good. Lori Montoya with Bike It Down, bringing up some amazing information. Up next is
her fabulous
Mongo with the Mongo Log, and today is going to be pretty exciting.
It's always exciting.
Stay tuned. It's coming up right after this.
Is he wearing pants?
Mongo! Santa Maria! Never mind that shit. Here comes Mongo! Oh, got him.
Mongo.
Santa Maria.
Hey, what's happening?
Welcome, Mongo.
What's going on?
What's going on, brother? Sorry we ran a little late.
That's all right.
He doesn't know what time it is. He's retired.
He's in California.
Yeah.
He didn't even know he was having Wi-Fi today.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I was out getting a snack, and my wife came in. She goes, "They're calling you right now." I go, "I'm does
your wife know you call her a snack?"
He calls Roxy a snack.
Roxy's a snack.
Roxy's a
Actually, you guys had a pretty good show today, but I was actually busy. I was actually working on another Mongo Log for down the road while I was listening to the show. So I was like multitasking.
The what?
What?
Multitasking, which is unusual for me. I'm usually like
that's pretty good. I'm impressed.
Hey,
I'm
if you can chew gum and walk, I'm impressed.
So what do we got today, brother?
You know what today? So what I did was I'm actually in the middle of 3 Mongo Logs right now, not counting the one that I just started. But I went back to the oldest one that I haven't done yet, and I did this one back probably about a month ago. And I'm bringing them all forward. So I'm getting all the ones done that I've already done so I can catch myself up so I can stay current on current events.
All right.
This
one's on fentanyl.
Person trying to explain their homework.
This one is on fentanyl. So it's applicable.
It is. All right.
and continue.
All right.
Right.
So
here we go.
Let's get in with the Mongo Law.
Get your whiskey.
The United States is facing an epidemic of deaths caused by fentanyl. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that is 50 times more powerful than heroin and much easier and cheaper to produce. Many of the precursor components used to manufacture fentanyl are legal in China and actually have legitimate medical uses as painkillers, making prosecution for possession of these individual and separate components a little tricky. Fentanyl is one of the most powerful synthetic opioids to have infiltrated the street drug supply. Since 2020, fentanyl overdoses have been the leading cause of death for American adults under the age of 50. President Donald Trump has recently slapped new tariffs on Chinese goods, partly in response to Beijing's alleged role in the deadly opioid epidemic in the United States. Washington has long accused Beijing of turning a blind eye to the deadly fentanyl trade, which the U.S. authorities estimate to have caused tens of thousands of U.S. deaths a year. Not surprisingly, China denies any responsibility. China and the U.S. have taken steps to tighten the transfer of these chemicals, however. With America's insatiable appetite for drug use and our irresponsible behavior, it's no wonder that China wants to continue feeding this deadly addiction of ours. The illegal fentanyl pipeline has, however, switched from a direct item imported from China into the U.S. now that Mexico is involved. This is primarily where the fentanyl is manufactured and then later smuggled into the U.S. China is currently the primary source of the precursor chemicals needed to manufacture fentanyl. Chemical brokers are the supply chiefs of the illicit fentanyl trade, fueling Chinese ingredients to Mexico's producers. Industry insiders tell Reuters news service how they use bribery, tricks, and violence to feed the pipeline. The direct supply route of the fentanyl from China has been slowed by stricter controls from Beijing in 2019. Now Beijing can't be obvious in their involvement with the international shipping of fentanyl. This move has simply shifted the supply lines. Rather than the drugs being manufactured and supplied directly via international courier services, the chemical components are instead shipped from China to Mexico. Essentially, it's a huge but deadly game of three-card money. The precursors are all there, mostly legal and regulated. Everything is moved about with misdirection in plain sight, and then everyone pulls out of their pockets like the poor and broke monopoly money man, questioning our suspicions of illicit drug activity. When Donald Trump was first in the White House trying to strike a trade deal with China, Beijing tried to curry favor with the American president by banning all variances of the powerful synthetic opioid fentanyl. Last September, Chinese officials expanded the list of precursor chemicals requiring additional oversight. Even so, enforcement is somewhat of a cat and mouse game, as producers are able to develop alternate chemicals. Complicating matters more is the fact that many of the precursor chemicals are also used to make legal pharmaceutical drugs. Beijing, which insists that there is no such thing as illegal trafficking of fentanyl between China and Mexico, has nonetheless promised to crack down. The statement alone is confusing. On the one yellow hand, they say there's no problem as the Chinese government absolutely runs the country through strict regulation and oversight. On their other yellow hand, they crack down on the illicit deportation and they say there's no problem. So what are they cracking down on? Cooperation on fentanyl was frozen in 2022 after a visit to Taiwan by the House Speaker at the time, Nancy Pelosi. Talks did not resume until Mr. Xi held a summit with Mr. Biden in November 2023, and Washington agreed to Beijing's demands that U.S. sanctions be lifted on forensic institutes run by China's Ministry of Public Security. The fentanyl problem has never been an unsolvable technical problem. It's just a political problem that can be solved in a matter of seconds as long as there is Chinese sincerity. I'm pretty sure that in the Chinese language, there isn't an actual word for sincerity. Unfortunately, as we all know, the global fentanyl supply chain, which ends with deaths in America, often starts with chemical components in China. Lately, China has faced even greater pressure to do more to crack down on the export of the chemical precursors used to make fentanyl. China also agreed at the time to participate in joint law enforcement crackdowns on fentanyl in conjunction with the United States. Currently, as China and the United States are deadlocked in a bigger trade war that has roiled the world, China is offering to do more to further stem the flow of fentanyl and the chemicals used to make it once again as an option for China. China is considering presenting an offer to deepen cooperation with the United States on fighting the flow of fentanyl, according to a person familiar with the matter who has spoken with Chinese officials. The plan would include sending Beijing's security officials to Washington to break the ice in trade talks. China has always bristled at accusations that it is solely responsible for the fentanyl crisis in the United States, saying it is instead a reflection of Washington's failure to address social problems in America. China has the capacity to stamp out fentanyl trade. China is one of the most effective countries in the world in terms of control. Their government can stop anything that they truly want to on their end of the chain. Those little red Chinese yellow devils can absolutely shut the fentanyl trade down. Analysts, however, say that the manufacturers are able to develop new variants of the synthetic precursors faster than they can be identified and added to the schedule of list of substances restricted by Chinese authorities. Compounding the problem are expensive money laundering networks that work to underpin the trade, which experts say require closer coordination between Washington and Beijing to curb. International drug cartels are increasingly turning to specialized Chinese criminal gangs for swift, cheap, and secure money laundering services. The fentanyl problem has never been an unsolvable technical problem, or so say the officials on both ends of the drug chain. It is actually a potential problem that can be solved in a matter of seconds as long as there is absolute sincerity. I believe that sincerity is another word that doesn't exist in the Chinese language. A woman who runs the largest labor and delivery wards in this nation said that 40% of the babies there have at least one parent addicted to fentanyl. That is what is empathetic is to tell them that that's their problem, or to take border security seriously. Mothers are putting their groceries on their credit cards because their cash is used to feed their drug habit. 2/3 of Americans say that either they or a family member has been addicted to alcohol or drugs, been homeless because of the addiction, or overdosed and died from the drug use. Statistically speaking, addiction has affected the lives of most people hearing this monologue. The difference between heroin and fentanyl is not just strength, but also the duration of effect. Fentanyl does not last long. It is out of your system within a couple of hours, within like 4 hours at most. Then you're sick again. Users suffer through several withdrawals until they use it again. Think of it as the worst flu that you've ever had, and amplify that by 100. It's brutal. Fentanyl is sneaky. You can't see, taste, or smell it. Remember, fentanyl is an opioid. Many pills or powders sold as illicit drugs may contain fentanyl, even if they're sold as something else. Fentanyl makes illicit drugs more dangerous than they've ever been in the past. Fentanyl can be in so-called party drugs like MDMA and cocaine, party drugs like fake Adderall, and everything in between. Yep, even counterfeit pills that look like legitimate prescription drugs, including Xanax and Oxy, are potentially laced with fentanyl. Long story short, unless it's prescribed by a physician and administered by a pharmacist to you, don't trust it. It may be laced with fentanyl. There is no need for more empirical research on several aspects related to the fentanyl epidemic. And many dedicated individuals are working towards getting the answers necessary to address this problem, but it's a long road ahead. And with that in mind, we must also look forward beyond fentanyl. Epidemics to addiction can be cyclic in nature, and we have learned in our fight against fentanyl can help to prepare us for the next unknown addiction, but just as deadly drug coming into the United States. Shit, hang on a second. And that, my friends, is that. Whiskey improves with age, and I improve with whiskey. My name is Mongo. Whiskey goes in, wisdom comes out. I smoke cigars and I know things. Mongo is out.
All right. Oh, you were like, hold on a second. And you're like, oh, here's my ending.
My whole page, it shifted like 4 pages up. Like, what the hell is that?
Damn Democrats.
You know, you bring up a great point, a huge point, we are losing a lot of children, a lot of kids, a lot of high school and elementary school kids to fentanyl because, you know, a lot of that weed is laced with fentanyl. They don't know where they're getting the stuff from. And it doesn't take much. A pinhead.
It looks like a little grain of salt.
I can't even imagine. I remember when I was a kid and like, yes, I smoked and I experimented and shit like that. And I remember being in like little circles and somebody had something and you just, you're with the cool kids.
Right.
You know, so I can't imagine. I'm so overprotective and I hate that hate or just not hate that I am so overprotective about my son who's 10 years old, but like they're so more advanced than we were at 10 years old. And I'm not a helicopter parent, but I am on him. Like, and I tell him the truth. Like, and I'm not
unfortunately, you have to be real anymore because now, I mean, they can, their friend can tell them, hey, this is just going to be fun to take. I've done it 100 times myself.
And see, I don't sugarcoat shit with my kid. Like I flat out tell them like, there's things that people are going to give you and they're going to trick you and it's going to be bad. Like if you, like when he was little, he walked behind me. Don't walk behind me. Somebody's going to snatch you up. Like I didn't sugarcoat anything with my kid. This is real life. And you need to be aware of everything evil that's in this world. And you need to be strong. And I think that you need to do that with your kids. You can't make them unaware of the real shit that's going on.
Right. And fentanyl's a huge issue. And society right now doesn't think it is because it hasn't happened to them yet. But it is a huge epidemic across the nation.
It's an epidemic of like things being laced into it. Now, I remember there was a story last year with like Halloween candy or like 2 years ago, like people were slipping drugs into Skittles or whatever. They looked like Skittles. Now, I was a little skeptic on that. I think that was like a scare tactic for some reason. Because I'm going to tell you, if I was a drug dealer, I ain't giving away free drugs, and I'm not giving away to kids.
But you do have sickos out there.
But you do have sickos that want to see. And that's where you have, yes, that's where you have to realize there are sickos out there. It's not about the money. They want to see their name in the paper. They want to see the reaction in the news. So you have to be careful with the kids. And that's what I tell my kids. Back in the day, it was like razor blades and apples. And now it's like, it's fentanyl.
Well, and what's scary about that is, and with Halloween coming up, you know, all it takes is just a needle puncture into a piece of paper to contaminate a piece of chocolate or to contaminate candy. So it is very scary. Mongo, I think, you know, I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, with the Halloween season up upon us, man, parents gotta be well aware, man.
You know what I found that was I found a couple parents doing, what they do is they let them go trick-or-treating. They come home. They already have their own stash of candy that they bought. So when they come home with the trick-or-treat candy, they take the other candy. And there's a lot of dentist office. Because I used to be in dental for 22 years. I was in dental. My dad was a dentist. I grew up in dentistry. A lot of dentist offices will actually take your candy and they'll donate it to, I mean, of course, they'll go through it. But you get like a voucher and they'll donate it to soldiers or they'll give you.
Kill our troops.
You get what I'm saying, though. Like they'll go through it, but like they take it from the kids. That way, they're not just eating everything that's from strangers.
They'll use it as a good anesthetic. Here, take this fentanyl-laced Skittle.
You get what I'm saying. But I mean, like, it is scary out there. I mean,
it's
like,
scary.
Even like my kid, like, I might know the neighbors, and I watch a lot of Dateline and murder stuff, and even the neighbors, you got to watch out for. Even people that are friendly, you do have to put your guard up with everybody.
Hosts.
I know.
Or radio hosts.
Country stars, wrestlers, all of them.
All of them. Mongo, I appreciate it. Thank you so much,
in California.
man. Or Californians.
Yeah, we're crazy. We're crazy for still being here.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, man. Looking forward. Next week, we're going to get you on a little earlier, right?
You have to wear
no, not next week. The week of our show I think it's on November 12th.
Okay.
I think it's 2 days after the Marine Corps birthday. I just wanted to give you a heads up because I have to leave early. So I just want to let you know for down the road.
I have a request.
We will do. What?
I have a request. If you're not going to be on next week.
He is.
No, I will be on. I just will be on early.
Okay, well then I still have a request. You have to be in costume. It is our Halloween show. You have to have a costume on.
He's going to go as Mongo, as a cowboy.
I mean, Californians are scary, but I need you to be in costume.
For November? Isn't Halloween
next
like
week.
Next week's show?
Next week's show.
Next week. It's Halloween.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, maybe I'll wear a baseball cap.
Just change your hat or don't wear
a baseball cap.
Maybe, yeah, there you go. Change it up a little bit.
Change.
Mind blown.
Yes. Yes.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later. You stay well and keep those Mongo logs coming.
All right. We'll talk to y'all later.
Take care,
Have a
brother.
good one.
That was Mongo with the famous Mongo log. Man, we're going to wrap it up real quick. We had an amazing show today. I want to thank TK. I want to thank Brittney.
Yes.
Yes.
Keep going.
Oh, I want to thank you.
No, I
Thank
was
Chance.
just going to say, also, I know we had the pediatric thing. I want to also say thank you to Yolanda.
Yep.
I know she's had a hard week. Much love to you, sister, for having us at the Indian motorcycle for the brain tumor ride for the kids. She's a warrior. She went through some hard shit this past week, and I'm not going to share that, but she went out there and she showed up and she put on that event with a strong face. So I got to say much love.
Yep. Next week, man, we got another great show coming up. We got Frankie Galvez, Lauren, and Frank, and Frank. We got Frankie and Frank and Lauren.
Frank and Frank.
Frank and Frank.
Oh, shit.
They're film writers with an upcoming film called The Choctaw Fighter. We're going to have our special guest in here, Gabriel Joseph, who is an Army veteran with the 82nd Airborne, who is part of the Navajo Nation. This is a show that not to be missed, man. So stay tuned for next week. We are going to bring you the voices of the people here around the nation, because we are radio for a reason. And until next week, if you could be anything in the world, be kind. Peace.